Close your eyes. Imagine, if you will, the world outside simply ceasing to be. The noise of the city, the frantic pace of your day, the flickering glow of screens, and the endless stream of thoughts, all of it is dissolving. You are traveling back through the centuries, passing through the cold, misty mountain passes of Japan, arriving in the year 1250 in the heart of Kamakura. You are standing before the heavy iron-bound gates of the shogun's palace. The winter air is crisp and biting, but you are not staying in the cold. You are being invited into the innermost sanctuary, a place so private and so secure that time itself seems to hesitate at the threshold. You step onto a wooden veranda, the floorboards polished to a dark mirror-like sheen by generations of careful footsteps. The air here smells of ancient cedar and the clean bracing scent of snow that has fallen on pine needles. You move toward a small unassuming door, the Nijiriguchi, a humble entrance that requires you to bow low to enter. As you duck your head and crawl into the tea room, the world shifts, the cold vanishes, replaced by a profound heavy warmth. The light here is different. It is soft, diffused, and golden, filtered through thick layered washi paper screens that hold the winter sun in a gentle embrace. Everything in this room is designed for a singular purpose, to bring your racing mind to a complete absolute stillness. The tatami mats beneath you are pristine, smelling of dry straw and peace. In the center of the room, a master of tea kneels with the grace of a mountain. He is not a man of power or politics today. He is a servant of the ritual. His movements are deliberate, slow, and hypnotic. He reaches for the heavy granite mill, a tool carved from the earth itself, as he places his hand upon the worn wooden handle. The silence of the room deepens. He begins to turn the mill. The sound is a low, resonant vibration that fills the space. It is a steady, rhythmic pulse like the heartbeat of a sleeping world. As the heavy stones circle one another, they are crushing the dry tencha leaves, turning them into a powder so fine, so delicate, that it is like green velvet. With every rotation, the scent intensifies, a deep, earthy aroma of toasted tea leaves, sweet meadowgrass, and the cool, damp scent of a garden just before dawn. It is a scent that travels through the air and settles in your chest, telling your body that it is safe, that it is time to release the tension of the day. You watch the master's hands. There is no urgency in them. He is not rushing toward an end. He is fully present in the movement. He understands that the tea is not the goal. The act of preparing it is the life itself. A small iron kettle sits upon a sunken charcoal hearth, and from it comes a faint bubbling song, a delicate counter-melody to the rhythmic grinding of the stone. Each bubble that rises and pops is a soft rhythmic reminder that life continues, but here it continues in slow motion. The weight of the world you carried with you, the expectations, the deadlines, the anxieties, is being ground away, just like the tea leaves, until only the purest essence of peace remains. You feel the muscles in your shoulders begin to soften. You feel the breath in your lungs become deeper, slower, more natural. There is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing else you need to do. The shogun's palace is a fortress against the chaos of history, and tonight it is your fortress too. Within these walls, history is not a series of battles or decrees. It is the quiet, perfect rotation of a stone mill. Let your mind drift on the scent of the tea. Let your awareness sink into the mat beneath you. You are in the safest place in the world, in the quietest moment of the 13th century. The master turns the handle again and again and again, pulling you deeper into a state of profound restorative rest. The cold is a world away, the night is deep, and you are perfectly, completely at peace. The rhythm of the stone mill remains the singular anchor in this quiet space, a metronome for your descent into deep, heavy relaxation. The master's hands, weathered by years of practice, move with a fluidity that defies the weight of the granite. As the top stone rotates, it performs a dance that has been practiced for centuries, a choreography of pressure and release that transforms the brittle, dried leaves into a fine, emerald-colored dust. This is not a task performed for speed. It is an act of meditation, a physical manifestation of mindfulness. You observe the way the light catches the fine particles that drift into the air, dancing in the golden beams that pierce the paper screens. They are like tiny embers of life floating in the warm, stagnant air of the tea room. The iron kettle continues its soft, rhythmic song, the water within it reaching the perfect temperature, neither too hot nor too cool, but perfectly balanced for the whisking to come. The bubbling sound acts as a secondary layer of sound, weaving together with the deep, resonant hum of the mill to create a cocoon of sensory consistency. If you listen closely, you can hear the faint crackling pop of the charcoal in the hearth, a tiny organic heartbeat that grounds the room even further. Every sound here is intentional, every element carefully chosen to isolate the mind from the dissonance of the outside world. Think of the leaves themselves, plucked from the shaded hillsides of Uji before the morning dew has fully evaporated. They have been protected, nurtured, and now they are finally fulfilling their destiny, being reduced to their most potent essential form. As the master continues the slow circular motion, you find your own breathing mirroring the pace of his hand. Inhale as the stone makes its forward rotation, exhale as it completes the circle. There is a profound honesty in this process. Nothing is hidden, nothing is rushed. There is only the friction of stone against stone, the sound of the metal kettle, and the slow, steady expansion of your own relaxation. The room is small, barely enough space for two people to sit comfortably, yet it feels infinite in its depth. The walls are finished in a subtle neutral toned plaster that absorbs sound, ensuring that the outside world is not just physically distant but eerily forgotten. You are in a vacuum of tranquility. The worries that occupied your thoughts only moments ago now seem like distant, fading echoes, like the sound of a winter storm heard through several thick earthen walls. They cannot reach you here. The master pauses for a heartbeat, just long enough to adjust his grip, and in that split second of silence, the stillness is absolute. You feel the weight of your own body settling deeper into the tatami. The texture of the floor, the smell of the straw, the faint lingering scent of ancient incense. Everything is designed to pull you away from the analytical mind and into the sensory body. You are not thinking about the year 1250. You are living in it. You are not observing history. You are breathing it. As the grinding resumes, the sound feels like a lullaby, a repetitive, hypnotic tone that invites you to let go of the last remnants of alertness. It is a sound that has signaled the end of the day for countless masters before this one, a signal that the time for action is over and the time for restoration has begun. The shadows in the corners of the room begin to deepen, lengthening as the sun sets further outside, but the light within the tea room remains warm and constant, held captive by the paper walls. You feel as though you are inside a paper lantern, soft, glowing, and completely disconnected from the cold, harsh realities of the shogunate's world. The master's focus is total. He does not look at you. He does not look at the door. His eyes are fixed on the stone mill, witnessing the slow transformation. He is a guardian of this process, and his dedication is what makes your own relaxation possible. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to be anyone. The master is doing the work for you, grinding away the tension, crushing the stress, and leaving you with nothing but the calm, powdery stillness of the moment. Let the rhythm continue to wash over you. Let the steady, low-frequency hum of the stones lull your senses into a state of heavy, dreamlike comfort. There is no tomorrow, no yesterday, only the current rotation, the current breath, and the current peace. The air is thick with the promise of rest, and you are ready to receive it. The rhythmic grinding continues, a persistent and comforting pulse that seems to weave through the very air of the room. As the master slowly turns the heavy granite handle, the friction between the stones creates a warmth that radiates outward, subtle and gentle. You watch the fine, vibrant green dust begin to collect around the base of the mill, a small pile of emerald powder that represents the combination of immense patience. Each time the handle completes a full rotation, the scent of the tea deepens, becoming richer, more complex, and increasingly soothing. It is an aroma that bridges the gap between the sharpness of a forest morning and the grounded security of a home hearth. You find that your consciousness is beginning to drift. It is no longer tethered to the linear constraints of the day. Instead, it is floating on the currents of the grinding sound, rising and falling with the steady pressure of the stone. Every rotation is a release. Every rotation is a layer of fatigue being stripped away. The master does not deviate from his pace. His movements are perfectly consistent, reflecting a lifetime of discipline. He is in perfect harmony with the tool, the tea, and the environment. There is no resistance, no friction in his spirit, just as there is minimal purposeful friction in the mill. Outside, the world of 1 to 50 might be filled with the clatter of samurai armor, the distant shouting of guards, or the cold wind sweeping through the valleys of Kamakura. But here, those sounds are non-existent. The thick multi-layered paper screens act as a barrier against all external discord. They provide a silence that is not empty but full, full of the potential for rest, full of the grace of the present moment. You can feel the stillness pressing gently against your skin, a blanket of quiet that makes the air feel dense and comforting. Notice the way your breathing has synchronized with the sound of the mill. As the master pulls the handle toward him, you inhale, filling your lungs with the scent of the tea and the cool, clean air of the winter night. As he pushes the handle away, you exhale, letting go of any lingering tension in your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. The rhythm is becoming a part of you, an internal clock that marks the passing of time, not in minutes or hours, but in cycles of peace. The small iron kettle on the charcoal fire emits a soft, musical chime every so often, a tiny metallic sound that punctuates the deeper, earthy tone of the stone. This combination of sounds is a masterwork of acoustic design, accidental yet perfect. It is the sound of a sanctuary that knows how to protect its inhabitant. You are beginning to lose track of where your body ends and the tatami mat begins. You are becoming a part of the room, an extension of the silence that reigns within these walls. The floor is firm beneath you, steady and immovable, providing a foundation that allows your mind to let go of the need for control. If there were thoughts still clinging to the edges of your mind, they are being ground away as surely as the tensha leaves. They are being reduced to dust, rendered harmless, and eventually they will be swept away by the gentle evening air. There is nothing to prove here. There is nothing to achieve. You are simply present, an observer in a moment of history that is being offered to you as a gift of stillness. The master moves his hand to clear a small amount of the powder, and the slight brushing sound of his fingers against the stone is a soft, intimate detail that pulls you even further into the experience. The intimacy of this room is its greatest strength. It holds you, sustains you, and encourages you to slide deeper into the heavy velvet folds of deep relaxation. Your eyes feel heavier now, the lids growing warm and soft as the cycle of the grinding stone continues, unceasing, unhurried, and perfectly constant. The atmosphere inside the chamber has shifted into a deeper shade of tranquility, a state where time seems to have slowed to a crawl. The master, still kneeling with unwavering focus, continues the rhythmic rotation of the mill. Each turn of the heavy granite is a deliberate act of devotion. You notice how the light, filtered through the thick paper screens, has shifted from a golden hue to a soft twilight silver, casting long, gentle shadows that dance almost imperceptibly across the tatami. It is the time of the evening when the world outside enters a period of quiet transition. And here, you are perfectly aligned with that natural shift. The sun has reached a peak of intensity, a rich verdant cloud that seems to hang in the air, grounding you firmly in the present. It is the smell of growth, of earth, and of the patience required to draw beauty from raw material. You find yourself becoming entirely enveloped by this aroma, letting it wash over you like a warm tide. Your breathing is now almost entirely unconscious, rising and falling in perfect cadence with a grinding sound. If you feel ready to fully embrace this state of deep restoration, we invite you to subscribe to our channel where we continue to explore the quietest corners of history. Joining our community ensures that you never miss an opportunity to step away from the noise and return to these moments of sanctuary. By following along, you are supporting the creation of more immersive, calming experiences designed specifically to help you find your center amidst the rush of modern life. The tea master pauses for a moment, not to rest, but to observe the progress. He reaches out with a bamboo brush, gathering the emerald dust that has collected around the edge of the stone. His movements are so precise, so devoid of unnecessary motion, that he seems more like an extension of the room than a person within it. He does not speak. He has no need to. The silence speaks for him. It tells the story of centuries of tradition, of the importance of slowing down, and of the profound impact of simplicity. The iron kettle continues its soft bubbling song, providing a melodic foundation for the entire scene. It is a humble grounding sound that connects the spiritual act of tea preparation with the elemental reality of water and fire. You are drifting now, the edges of your awareness blurring as the boundaries between yourself and the room fade. There is a sense of weightlessness in your limbs, a total surrender to the comfort of the mat beneath you. The cold of the world outside, the history of 1255, the politics of the shogunate, all of these are distant, secondary concerns. What matters is the warmth in this room, the scent of the tea, and the feeling of your own body finally, truly relaxing. You are sinking deeper into the tatami, feeling the texture of the weave against your skin, finding a sense of belonging that is rare and precious. The master resumes his work, the steady rhythmic grinding returning to fill the void. It is a lullaby for the soul, a repetitive, hypnotic loop that has no beginning and no end. You are perfectly safe, you are perfectly at ease. Every turn of the handle is a promise of further rest, a gentle nudge deeper into the quiet protected space of your own mind. The darkness outside the paper walls is deepening, but inside, the light remains steady, a warm artificial sun that keeps the shadows of the outside world at bay. You are ready to let go completely, to allow the rhythm of the stone to carry you into a state of total, blissful stillness. The air in the room feels thick with peace, a tangible substance that wraps around you like a heavy, soft blanket. The master's persistence with the stone mill has become the defining rhythm of your existence. Each rotation is precise, unhurried, and deeply intentional, a constant reminder that in this sanctuary there is no place for haste. You watch the fine, vibrant green powder as it begins to form a more substantial mound. It is a brilliant, living color, contrasting beautifully with the muted, earthy tones of the granite and the golden straw hue of the tatami mats. The simplicity of the color palette, the green, the gray, the straw, and the soft filtered light, create a visual harmony that mirrors the internal state of tranquility you are now experiencing. Your eyes have grown soft and unfocused, tracing the repetitive motion of the master's hands. It is a soothing sight, much like watching the tide come in and out on a calm, moonlit shore. The grinding sound is no longer just a noise. It has evolved into a physical sensation, a low-frequency vibration that you can feel against the floorboards and even within your own chest. It is a grounding force, pulling you away from the lofty, often anxious heights of intellectual thought, and settling you firmly into the bedrock of your own physical presence. Your muscles, which might have held on to the tension of the day, are now melting, finding a long forgotten state of ease. The small iron kettle, sitting on its bed of glowing white ash and dark, smoldering charcoal, continues to sing its delicate, bubbling song. It is a sound that evokes memories of warmth and safety, the kind of sound one might hear in a house long ago, where time moved at the pace of the seasons rather than the ticking of a clock. The heat emanating from the hearth is subtle, a gentle radiating warmth that prevents the chill of the winter night from ever breaching the paper walls. You feel the warmth on your face, a soft caress that deepens your comfort. The master pauses again, this time to add a fresh piece of charcoal to the hearth. With iron tongs, he places it delicately, the metal clicking softly against the grate. The movement of the charcoal, the slight shift in the light as the embers glow a bit brighter, and the faint wood smoke aroma that briefly dances in the air. All these details are nuances that deepen your immersion. He is tending to the fire with the same level of care. He gives the tea, recognizing that all elements in this room are interconnected. One cannot exist without the other. The water, the fire, the stone, and the leaf are all part of the same ritual, the same cycle of preparation and release. You find yourself wondering about the history embedded in these stones. This mill has likely ground thousands of bowls of tea for masters long gone, serving as a silent witness to the changing tides of the shogunate. It has seen times of peace and times of turmoil. Yet it remains here, performing the same task, providing the same comfort. There is a profound sense of continuity in this, a reminder that while empires rise and fall, the simple, necessary acts of life, the preparation of food, the warmth of a fire, the sharing of a quiet moment endure. You are participating in a tradition that transcends the boundaries of time, stepping into a stream of history that flows toward the ocean of serenity. As the grinding resumes, the sound is even deeper, more resonant than before. It seems to have absorbed the silence of the room and returned it to you as a steady hummed mantra. Your breathing has slowed to a state of near hibernation. Each breath is full, slow, and restorative, filling your body with the clean, oxygenated air of the sanctuary. You are perfectly placed in the center of the world, protected by the shogunate's most secure compound, held by the gentle hands of a master, and lulled by the eternal rhythm of the stone. There is no desire to move, no urge to speak. There is only the pleasure of being, the joy of the quiet, and the comfort of the dark, peaceful night that surrounds the palace. You are drifting into a place where dreams begin, a threshold of rest that feels like coming home. The rhythm persists, holding you in its steady embrace as you descend further into the quiet. The gentle resonance of the stone mill continues to anchor the room, creating a seamless flow of sound that occupies the mind without demanding anything from it. You are becoming increasingly attuned to the subtle textures of the space, the slight coarse grain of the tatami under your palms, the smooth, cool surface of the iron kettle, and the fine, velvety powder that now coats the stone. Every element contributes to a sensory landscape that is designed for total surrender. The master's movements have achieved a level of perfection that renders him nearly invisible. He is merely the conduit through which the tea reaches its ultimate state. His breathing is steady, his gaze is lowered, and his posture remains a testament to years of disciplined stillness. As you watch, you notice the way the light from the hearth plays against the walls, creating shifting patterns that seem to breathe with the room. The charcoal occasionally shifts, emitting a faint, sharp spark that momentarily illuminates the dark corners before fading back into the deep, warm embers. This cycle of light and shadow is hypnotic, a visual echo of the rhythmic grinding. You find your thoughts losing their edge, their sharpness rounded off by the persistent soothing drone of the stones. the worries of the future, the regrets of the past. All of these have been filtered out, left behind on the other side of the paper screens. You are here, in this singular, protected moment where the only duty is to exist. Consider the journey of the Tensha leaf. It began its life under the shade of a canopy, slowly absorbing the nutrients of the earth, protected from the harsh glare of the sun. It was harvested with care, processed with precision, and now it finds its final transformation here, under the patient hand of a master. There is a lesson in this that great things, beautiful things require time and a deliberate, unhurried pace. You are currently in the middle of your own transformation, a process of being refined, ground down, and finally settled into a state of quiet grace. The stress you brought into this room is being replaced by the essence of the tea, a calm, vibrant vitality that settles deep within your spirit. The room is a masterpiece of Japanese architecture, an interior space that prioritizes the internal experience over external displays of wealth or power. Even though you are within the shogun's palace, the highest seat of power in all of Japan, this room is defined by its humility. It is a reminder that at the end of the day, power is fleeting, but the capacity for peace is a constant, accessible resource. This realization brings a sense of relief that washes over you, a gentle sigh of the soul as it recognizes the true value of this sanctuary. You are free from the burdens of rank, expectation, and consequence. Here you are simply a guest of the silence, a traveler resting in the heart of history. As the master prepares the final steps of the grinding, the scent becomes even more potent, a rich perfume of green vitality that seems to fill the very lungs of the room. The air feels cleaner, sharper, and yet somehow softer. It is the scent of a forest after a long-awaited rain, a scent that is both refreshing and deeply relaxing. You feel your eyelids growing heavier, a natural, irresistible pull toward the world of sleep. The rhythm of the stones is perfect, a lullaby composed of rock and leaf, a song that has been sung for generations and is now being sung specifically for you. The world is darkening. The stars are likely appearing in the cold winter sky above the palace, but that is a distant external reality. Your reality is here, in the glow of the hearth, the smell of the tea, and the endless, comforting circle of the meal. It is in this space of quiet reflection and historical resonance that we find the true purpose of our mission. Sleepy History with Theodore is a sleep history storytelling platform created for entertainment, inspiration, education, and the promotion of positive emotional values. We believe that by reconnecting with these ancient quiet moments, we can bring a sense of balance and calm to our modern, often chaotic lives. You are part of this journey now, a participant in a tradition of storytelling that seeks only to soothe and restore. As the master sets the meal aside, the sudden change in the sound, the absence of the grinding creates a new kind of silence, one that is even deeper, even more inviting. You are ready to let go, to drift into the gentle, restorative embrace of sleep, knowing that you are safe, you are held, and you are entirely at peace. The silence that followed the cessation of the grinding was not empty, rather, it was heavy with the weight of accomplishment. The master sits perfectly still now, his hands resting lightly upon his knees. The granite mill stands silent before him, a dormant engine of tranquility that has fulfilled its purpose for this evening. The fine emerald powder lies in a neat, symmetrical circle at the base of the stone, its vibrant hue catching the dim golden light from the hearth. You can almost feel the residual energy of the process still hanging in the air, a faint rhythmic hum that lingers in your memory. The room feels tighter, more intimate, as if the walls themselves have leaned in to witness the finality of the preparation. Outside the paper screens, the winter night of 1250 has fully descended. The air in Kamakura is undoubtedly frigid, the frost hardening the earth and silencing the nocturnal creatures, but here the warmth persists. The charcoal in the hearth has burned down to a deep, glowing bed of white hot embers, casting a steady, pulsing radiance that illuminates the master's face from below. His expression is one of profound, untroubled serenity, a man who has mastered his craft and in doing so has mastered his own mind. You watch the way he breathes, slow, deep, and completely silent. It is an invitation for you to do the same, to allow your own breath to match his, to fall into that same deep, steady rhythm that sustains life and quiets the spirit. Everything in this room serves a purpose, from the specific placement of the iron kettle to the subtle texture of the woven tatami mats. It is a philosophy of reductionism, stripping away the unnecessary to reveal the essential truth of the moment. You are stripped of your digital noise, your social responsibilities, and your physical discomfort. What remains is a core of awareness, a witness to the stillness. The scent of the matcha remains the most dominant feature of the room, a grounding, earthy, and slightly sweet aroma that fills your senses and calms the nervous system. It acts as a bridge between the physical world and the world of your imagination, helping you step further away from the stresses of your day. Consider the discipline required to maintain this space. In the middle of a shogunate, where power is constantly contested and the weight of governance is immense, this room acts as a neutral ground. Even the shogun himself, when he enters this space, must leave his authority at the door. He must bow to enter, just as you have. He must sit on the same mat. He must watch the same stone grind the same leaf. This equality, this forced humility, is the true power of the tea ceremony. It reminds those in power, and it reminds you that we are all at our core, simply humans seeking warmth, connection, and a moment of quiet reflection. Your limbs feel heavy now, anchored to the floor by an irresistible sense of relaxation. The muscles in your neck have released their grip. Your jaw is soft, and your eyelids are fluttering with the weight of approaching sleep. This is the goal of the entire experience, to move you from the analytical, active state into a state of fluid, dreamy consciousness. You are not going to sleep because you are exhausted, but because the environment has coaxed you into a natural, healthy state of repose. You are being lulled by the history of the room, by the tactile sensation of the environment, and by the promise of the silence that awaits you once the ceremony is complete. The master slowly reaches for the bamboo whisk, a delicate instrument that looks almost like a flower. He moves with a grace that is hypnotic, his fingers light and sure. The way he prepares the bowl is a performance of precision. There is a sense of anticipation in the air, not an anxious kind, but a soft, gentle curiosity. You are waiting for the final act of this ritual, the creation of the froth, a sound that is as distinct as the grinding stone. The silence in the room is so profound that even the sound of the master's sleeves brushing against each other sounds like a gentle rustle of leaves in the wind. You are deeply embedded in this memory, a witness to a moment that has been preserved in the amber of time, just for your benefit. The warmth of the room, the scent, the light, and the silence are all conspiring to carry you deeper into the night, toward a rest that is as deep as the mountain valleys of Kamakura themselves. The bamboo whisk, or chasen, enters the bowl with a grace that seems almost fluid, its delicate tines meeting the warm water and the vibrant green matcha powder with surgical precision. The master begins to whisk, and suddenly the silence of the room is transformed by a new, softer texture of sound. It is a rapid, rhythmic, and bubbly whisking, a delicate susurration that mimics the sound of a mountain stream flowing over smooth, rounded river stones. This is the heartbeat of the tea ceremony, a sound that is intimate and profoundly calming. You watch the master's wrist moving with a speed that is surprising yet entirely effortless. The ridge rotates back and forth, creating a vortex within the bowl, lifting the fine powder into a delicate creamy froth that rises like the morning mist over a lake. This sound, this gentle bubbling cadence, replaces the deeper resonant grinding of the stone, acting as a transition from the labor of preparation to the finality of the consumption. You feel your own heartbeat slowing to match this new, lighter pace. The intensity of the grinding was a grounding, heavy sound. This is an uplifting, airy, and ethereal sound. It is the sound of completion. With every motion of the whisk, the aroma of the tea seems to change, becoming more nuanced, more integrated. The toasted earth notes now dancing with the bright, grassy top notes. It is a sensory experience that demands your full attention, yet requires nothing from your cognitive mind. You are simply allowing the sound to wash over you, a lullaby of tea and bamboo. The master's focus remains absolute. He does not rush the froth. He ensures that every particle of the matcha is perfectly incorporated, every bubble refined to a microscopic size, ensuring the texture will be as smooth as silk. The way he treats this small humble bowl is a masterclass in care. It is a reminder that the quality of our life is determined not by the grandiosity of our actions, but by the attention and love we pour into the small everyday tasks. By witnessing this, you are absorbing that same philosophy. You are learning that even the most mundane act, the simple stirring of a beverage, can be a transformative meditative experience if approached with the right intention. As the whisking continues, you feel a deep, pervasive sense of safety. You are within the shogun's private compound, a place where, in 1250, the most important decisions were made. And yet, in this room, none of that matters. The politics are outside. The war is outside. The duty is outside. Go out here. There is only the water, the fire, the tea, and the quiet camaraderie between the master and yourself. You are a guest of history, protected by the layers of time and the thick, sturdy walls of this sanctuary. The feeling of being held by the space becomes stronger, your limbs feeling even heavier, your eyes closing for longer intervals. You are drifting closer to the edge of sleep, the boundary between your reality and the reality of the tea room becoming increasingly porous. The iron kettle on the hearth seems to sigh as the temperature stabilizes. The charcoal emits a soft orange glow, a steady light that persists even as the room grows darker with the evening. You feel the warmth of the tea reflected in your own being, a sense of inner heat and contentment that emanates from your core to your extremities. This is the essence of what you are seeking, a moment of pure, unadulterated peace. Sleepy History with Theodore combines the power of AI to reimagine fictional historical tales, bringing peace, relaxation, and positive emotional values to our listeners. You are currently in the middle of a narrative designed to do exactly that, to peel away the layers of your daily fatigue and leave you with the soft, quiet kernel of your own true resting self. The whisking stops. The sound vanishes as quickly as it began, leaving behind a silence that feels deeper than before. The master gently lifts the whisk and places it on the rack, a tiny click of bamboo against bamboo marking the end of the process. The bowl is ready. It sits there, a small dark vessel filled with a brilliant frothy green elixir, resting on the tatami as if it were the center of the universe. The master bows his head slightly, a gesture of respect toward the tea, the tools, and the guest. It is a moment of profound gratitude, a silent acknowledgement of the interconnectedness of all things. You feel a matching sense of gratitude rising within you, a quiet thank you to the universe for this moment of perfect balanced rest. Your mind is quiet, your body is still, and the path to sleep is now open, straight, and inviting. You are ready to step into the next phase of your night, wrapped in the serenity of the shogun's tea room. The bowl rests on the tatami mat, the frothy, vibrant green surface of the matcha, reflecting the soft flickering light from the dying embers of the hearth. There is a profound stillness in this bowl. It is a microscopic landscape of peace. The master reaches out. His movement slow and deliberate and rotates the bowl so that the finest part of the design, a small subtle crack in the glaze, faces toward you. This is an act of inclusion, an invitation to share in the beauty of imperfection, or wabi-sabi. By highlighting the flaw, the master is teaching you that perfection is not found in uniformity, but in the unique character of objects and moments. You feel a surge of appreciation for this small silent gesture. It is an acknowledgement that your own journey, with all its challenges and imperfections, is also worthy of being honored and treated with grace. As you prepare to receive the tea, take this moment to consider the nature of your own sanctuary. Just as this tea room exists to protect the ritual, you have the ability to create internal boundaries, to shield your own mind from the relentless input of the world. By subscribing to our channel and joining our community, you are actively choosing to prioritize these moments of stillness. You are building a collection of mental sanctuaries that you can return to whenever the outside world feels too loud or too demanding. Your support allows us to continue crafting these immersive historical retreats, ensuring that you always have a place to land when you need to recharge. Thank you for being a part of this quiet tradition and for choosing to invest in your own emotional well-being. The master bows low, his forehead almost touching the tatami, offering the bowl with both hands. It is a gesture of profound humility, a reminder that the act of giving is as significant as the act of receiving. You reach out your own hand steady and receptive and take the bowl. The ceramic is warm, holding the heat of the water within. It feels solid, real, and comforting in your palms. As you hold it, you can feel the faint vibration of the room's remaining energy, the echo of the grinding stone, the whisper of the boiling water, and the intent of the master. It is an object that carries the history of the ceremony, and for this brief moment, it is yours to hold. You bring the bowl to your lips. The aroma is intense now, concentrated by the froth, a bouquet of fresh sweet grass, spring rain, and the deep grounding notes of toasted earth. It is a scent that travels straight to the center of your nervous system, acting like a gentle hand soothing a troubled spirit. You take a slow, deliberate sip. The warmth spreads through your body, starting from your throat and flowing into your chest, a liquid blanket of comfort. It is not just the taste of tea, it is the taste of the season, the taste of the mountains of Kamakura, and the taste of a moment perfectly distilled. The master watches you with a serene, knowing expression. He does not need to ask if it is good. The look of total relaxation in your posture is his answer. He has successfully created a bridge between his world and yours, a connection forged in the fires of the hearth and the labor of the stone. You find that your mind has ceased its restless wandering. There are no what if, no should haves, and no anxieties about the future. There is only the sensation of the warm ceramic, the taste of the tea, and the pervasive golden light of the tea room. You are completely present, and in that presence you find a freedom that is rare in the modern world. The darkness outside has grown thicker, the winter wind now muffled by the heavy walls and the layers of paper screens. The world of 1250 is gone, replaced by this singular timeless bubble of experience. You are beginning to lose the distinction between your own thoughts and the atmosphere of the room. You feel as though you are dissolving into the floor, becoming a part of the tatami, a part of the cedar, a part of the silence itself. It is a beautiful light and airy feeling, a precursor to the deep, restorative sleep that is waiting for you just beyond this moment. The tea has done its work. Your body is loose, your spirit is anchored, and your mind is ready to let go. You are exactly where you need to be, and you have exactly what you need. The ritual is nearing its end, but the peace it has generated is only just beginning to take root within you. The tea is gone, leaving only the warmth in your belly and a lingering sweet resonance on your tongue. The empty bowl sits in your hands, its glaze smooth and cool now. a reminder of the fleeting nature of the experience. The master gently takes the bowl from you, his touch light, almost like a breath. He sets it aside on the tatami, a quiet sound marking the transition from the act of drinking to the act of departing. You feel a strange, lingering attachment to this space. It has become a home for your consciousness over the last hour, a place where the edges of your life have softened and the sharp corners of your thoughts have been smoothed away. You look around the room, your vision adjusting to the dim, amber light of the dying embers. The shadows are long and soft, stretching across the straw-woven floor like velvet fingers. The paper screens which have kept the world at bay seem to hold a faint silvery sheen, catching the reflection of the moon that must now be high above the Kamakura hills. It is a quiet, ethereal scene. The room feels as if it were suspended in a dream, a place that exists outside of maps and calendars. You are not ready to leave, and yet you know that the journey you have taken, the journey of the mind, has reached its destination. The master begins the final cleansing of the tools. He uses a small soft cloth to wipe the bamboo whisk, his movements as careful as if he were cleaning a precious artifact. He rinses the tea scoop in the remaining hot water, the splash sounding like a soft ripple in a pond. Every action is a closing of a door, a gentle signal that the meditation is coming to its natural conclusion. You watch him mesmerized by the rhythm. There is something deeply satisfying about watching a task being brought to a perfect, orderly end. It mirrors the way you feel inside, as if you have cleaned your own mind, tidied your own thoughts, and prepared yourself for the deep, dark rest of the night. Think about the contrast between this moment and your daily life. In your world, tasks are rarely finished, they are merely interrupted, piled upon one another until the weight becomes unbearable. Here, every task has a beginning, a middle, and a definitive end. There is a sense of closure that is profoundly healing as the master packs away the bamboo tools into a small lacquered box. You feel yourself mirroring his actions. You are putting away your own worries, organizing your thoughts into neat, manageable piles, and preparing to close the box of your day. It is a liberating feeling, a weight being lifted from your shoulders. The air in the room is cooling, the heat from the hearth having radiated its final gentle warmth. The cooling of the room is a physical prompt for your body to move towards sleep. You feel a heaviness in your eyelids that is almost impossible to resist. It is a comfortable heaviness, the feeling of a day well lived, a moment well spent, and a mind well rested. The silence has returned to its deepest level. Even the soft bubbling of the kettle has ceased as the water has cooled. The world is utterly, perfectly still. You are in a state of grace, a quietude that is as vast and deep as the Pacific Ocean. The master bows to you one last time. It is not a gesture of dismissal but of honor. He acknowledges the shared space, the shared silence, and the shared peace. You return the bow, your movements slow and fluid, feeling a deep, unspoken bond with this man you have never spoken to, yet with whom you have spent the most important part of your night. There is no need for words. Language is far too imprecise to capture the depth of what has been experienced here. The silence says it all. You are prepared now to step back into the world, but you do so with a protective layer of this peace around you, an invisible armor of serenity that will stay with you long after the memory of this room has faded into the soft velvet folds of a dream. You are ready to close your eyes. You are ready to drift. You are ready to sleep, feeling the phantom rhythm of the grinding stone still pulsing in the quiet corners of your mind. You are standing now in the quiet transition between the warmth of the tea room and the cool, expansive night air of the Kamakura compound. The wooden veranda, slick with the dew of a winter evening, is beneath your feet, and the sharp, clean scent of the pine trees that surround the palace rises to greet you. but the peace you found inside the paper screens is still with you, a quiet anchor that holds you steady as you walk. You look back one last time at the small entrance, the humble door through which you crawled to find such immense restoration. It remains closed, a simple dark square in the shadow of the palace eaves, holding the lingering warmth of the hearth and the sacred atmosphere of the tea ceremony safely inside. The path back to your quarters is lit only by the pale, ethereal glow of the moon, which casts long silver shadows across the garden stones. Everything is quiet. The bustling administrative hub of the shogunate, with its guards, its scribes, its messengers, and its political ambition, is a world away. Here in the private gardens, the only movement is the slow, deliberate swaying of bamboo leaves in the night breeze. The sound is a soft, papery rustle, a gentle lullaby that matches the rhythm you experienced in the tea room. Your mind is still operating in that slow, measured pace, every step you take feeling intentional and grounded. You find yourself observing the details of the night with a newfound clarity. The way the frost crystals catch the moonlight, turning the garden into a field of tiny scattered diamonds. The deep indigo expanse of the sky above, where the stars burn with a cold, piercing intensity. The way the dark silhouettes of the pine trees frame the architecture of the palace. It is a world of beauty, but it is a beauty that is reserved for those who have quieted their minds enough to notice it. You realize that this sense of awareness is a direct gift from the ceremony, a lingering effect of the master's meditative focus. By grounding yourself in the ritual, you have gained the ability to see the world as it is, vast, silent, and filled with a profound, understated grace. As you walk, your body feels light, as if the tension that usually pulls at your shoulders has been dissolved by the warmth of the tea and the rhythm of the stone mill. You are moving through the night like a ghost, a quiet presence in the heart of history. There is no anxiety about what the morning will bring. The future, with its demands and its uncertainties, feels distant and inconsequential compared to the reality of this specific quiet night. You are being lulled by the cold air and the soft sounds of the garden, a combination that makes the prospect of rest even more appealing. You reach the entrance to your living quarters, a space of simple, elegant wood and paper, designed to reflect the same aesthetic of humility you have just experienced. As you slide the door open, the scent of fresh tatami, dry, sun-cured grass welcomes you home. It is a scent that immediately triggers a sense of relief, a signal to your brain that the day is truly, finally over. You move into the space, the soft floor yielding under your weight, and you feel the last remnants of the external world falling away. Everything here is prepared for sleep. The futon is laid out on the floor, crisp, clean, and inviting, with a heavy padded cover that promises warmth against the winter chill. You feel as though you are finally ready to surrender. The journey from the bustling world to the master's sanctuary, and now to this final place of rest, has been a descent into deeper and deeper levels of peace. You are not just going to bed, you are retreating into the very center of your own being, a place that is as secure and as quiet as the innermost palace compound in Kamakura. You take a final breath, savoring the clean cold air, then letting it go in a long, slow exhale that empties your lungs and leaves you feeling entirely hollowed out, ready to be filled with the deep, dreamless rest that is to come. The moonlight spills into the room, creating a pool of silver light on the floor, and you lie down, letting the weight of your body sink into the comfort of the bedding, the rhythm of the evening still echoing in your heart. The room is bathed in the gentle silver light of the moon, which filters through the paper panels, casting a soft glow that feels like a physical embrace. You lie on the thick, comfortable futon, feeling the firmness of the floor beneath you, a grounding sensation that persists even as your mind begins to detach from the physical world. Your body has become a vessel of total relaxation. The muscles that once held the posture of the day, the shoulders that carried the weight of responsibility, the legs that traversed the stone paths of the palace, the neck that held the burden of focus are now completely slack. They feel heavy, anchored to the earth, a sensation that is incredibly comforting. Listen to the sounds of the night, not with your ears, but with your entire being. The winter wind has died down to a mere whisper, a soft sigh that moves across the palace roofs. The occasional creak of the ancient wooden beams as the building itself settles into the night sounds like the low rhythmic breathing of a sleeping giant. These sounds are not distractions, they are the soundtrack of your environment, the quiet, organic heartbeat of the palace in 1250. You are integrated into this space, a quiet part of its vast historical narrative. Think back to the tea room. Recall the sight of the emerald powder, the sound of the iron kettle, and the feeling of the warm bowl in your hands. Those memories are not fading. They are being preserved, transformed into the fabric of your dreams. They are the building blocks of the peace you are experiencing now. You can return to that room at any time just by closing your eyes and focusing on the sound of the stone mill. It is a mental sanctuary that you carry with you, a portable pocket of history and stillness that you can access whenever the world becomes too loud or too demanding. There is a sense of timelessness here. The history of the Kamakura period, with its samurai, its shoguns, and its shifting political tides, feels like a story you have read, rather than a reality you are living. The only reality is the present moment, the coolness of the air, the warmth of your bedding, the slow rhythmic beat of your own heart. You are so in repose, untethered from the pressures of time. You are floating in a sea of calm, where every thought that arrives is greeted with a gentle nod and then allowed to drift away like a leaf on a slow-moving river. As you lie there, you become aware of a subtle internal rhythm. The inhalation and the exhalation of your breath is becoming increasingly deep and slow. Each inhale is a drawing in of the peace you experienced in the tea room. Each exhale is a releasing of the final remnants of the day. You feel yourself sinking deeper into the futon, as if the floor itself is rising to meet you, supporting you in this state of complete surrender. There is no need to guard your thoughts, no need to plan for the morning. Everything is taken care of. The night is doing its work, repairing, restoring, and renewing the very core of your spirit. You feel a sense of profound safety. The palace walls are thick, the gates are barred, and the winter night is quiet. There is nothing in the world that can reach you here. You are in the safest place in the history of the 13th century, a secret room in the heart of the most secure compound in the land. This sense of protection allows your mind to finally let go of its need for vigilance. You are not a guest, not a servant, not a ruler. You are simply a resting mind, enjoying the luxury of existence. The moon continues its slow journey across the sky, and you continue your slow journey toward the depths of sleep, your consciousness becoming a soft blur edge, dissolving into the welcoming dark. The darkness that surrounds you is not empty. It is a soft velvet presence that cradles your senses. As you drift on the edge of sleep, the boundaries of the room seem to expand, turning your sleeping quarters into a vast quiet field where the worries of the past have no place to grow. The memory of the tea master's ritual remains a persistent calming thread that keeps your mind from wandering back into the clutter of the day. It is this specific quality of focus, the devotion to a single, simple act, that has prepared you for this moment. Your breathing is now so slow and shallow that you are barely aware of the air passing through your lungs. It is a rhythmic, natural process, a testament to your body's perfect alignment with the stillness of the palace at night. If you're feeling the gentle pull of slumber, know that this is exactly where you are meant to be. Our mission at Sleepy History with Theodore is to provide you with a sanctuary, a digital space that mirrors the peace of the tea room in Kamakura. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel to continue these journeys into the heart of history, where we can shed the burdens of modern life and reclaim the calm that belongs to us all. Your presence here, as we drift through these ancient nights, is part of a growing community dedicated to the art of positive, restorative rest. By staying with us, you are making a commitment to your own peace, allowing these stories to anchor you in moments of profound emotional wellness. Consider the silence of the Kamakura winter again. It is a silence that is rich with potential, the kind of stillness that allows the earth to rest before the spring. You are currently in your own personal winter, a time of quietude and conservation of energy. There is no need for your mind to be active, no need to process, no need to remember. The story of the day is finished. The story of tomorrow has not yet begun. You are in the space between a beautiful vacant and utterly peaceful interval where you are free from all obligations. The shadows cast by the moon have shifted slightly, tracing a new pattern across the wood-grain walls, a slow, silent movement that marks the passage of time without you having to participate in it. You feel a warmth spreading from your chest to your limbs, a glowing sensation that reminds you of the hearth in the tea room. It is a deep, comforting heat, the kind that permeates the bones and settles the spirit. It is as if the tea you drank, the fire you sat by, and the calm you observed have all been distilled into a physical comfort that is now yours to keep. You're not just lying in bed, you're being wrapped in the history of the moment. The ancient cedar wood of the palace, the carefully woven straw of the tatami, the sturdy iron of the kettle. These elements are part of your current experience, grounding you in a reality that is as solid as it is quiet. Your consciousness is becoming increasingly fragmented in the most beautiful, gentle way. Images are flickering at the back of your mind. The sight of the granite mill, the smell of the verdant matcha, the soft golden light filtering through paper. They are not coherent thoughts, but rather impressions, soft washes of color and sound that signify the approach of a deep dream-filled sleep. You are letting go of the control you have maintained throughout the day, surrendering to the natural rhythm of the night. There is no fear in this surrender, only a profound sense of relief. You are being carried by the current of the evening, drifting toward the quiet shores of the unconscious, where you will find the rest you have earned and the renewal you deserve. The palace is silent, the night is deep, and you are perfectly, entirely at peace. The night has deepened, and the silence of the Kamakura Palace has become a living, breathing entity that surrounds you in a protective embrace. You are no longer merely in a room. You are in the very heart of a historical epoch that has long since passed, preserved for you in the amber of your imagination. The air feels cool and crisp, yet your futon remains a bastion of warmth, a cocoon that shields you from the biting winter air outside. You feel your limbs becoming heavy, as if they are being gently weighted down by the thick, soft fabrics of your bedding. It is a blissful anchor sensation, one that pulls you down into the welcoming depths of the mattress, grounding you firmly in the present moment. Think about the passage of time in this place. In 1250, the clock was not a mechanical device on a wall, but the rotation of the sun, the movement of the moon, and the subtle seasonal shifts of the natural world. Tonight, you are living by that same ancient clock. The moon has climbed higher, its silver light now painting a different portion of the room. Yet, you feel no urgency. The moon will travel, the stars will turn, and the morning will come in its own time. You are released from the tyranny of schedules and the pressure of deadlines. Go out here. Time is not a resource to be managed, but a landscape to be inhabited. You are breathing in the patience of the centuries. Every time you inhale, you are drawing in the essence of the surrounding woods, the scent of cold pine, the crispness of the winter sky, and the deep, rich smell of the earth that sustains the palace. When you exhale, you are releasing the last vestiges of your own busyness. You are letting go of the need to understand, the need to categorize, and the need to analyze. You are becoming a blank canvas, a peaceful space where the rest of the night can be painted with the soft colors of your own dreams. The rhythm of your breathing is now so steady and slow that it has become the only sound in your universe. It is a soft, gentle tide, ebbing and flowing with the quiet of the night. The memory of the tea ceremony, the rhythmic grind, the bubbling kettle, the fine emerald powder, is now a distant, soothing hum in the back of your mind. It has done its work. It has centered you, cleared your perspective, and prepared you for the absolute stillness of sleep. You realize that the entire purpose of that ritual was to strip away the distractions and leave you with this, the simple, profound reality of being alive in a safe, quiet room. You are not a traveler in a strange land, you are an inhabitant of this sanctuary. The walls of the palace are your walls. The peace of the tea room is your peace. You have claimed this moment as your own, and it is a treasure that no one can take away from you. As you drift closer to sleep, you become aware of the subtle textures around you. The way the fabric of the futon feels against your skin, the cool, smooth texture of the wooden floorboards nearby, the faint, lingering scent of the charcoal that still faintly perfumes the air of the compound. These details are like anchors, holding you in the physical world, just as your mind begins its ascent into the realm of the dream. You feel a sense of profound gratitude for these sensations. They are the evidence of your presence, the markers of your existence in a world that is beautiful. If only you are quiet enough to observe it, you are ready to close the final door to your day. You are ready to step across the threshold into the deep restorative darkness. Your body is a vessel of calm. Your mind is a pool of stillness, and the night is waiting to receive you. You are held, you are safe, and you are drifting. The world has faded into a soft monochromatic blur of moonlight and shadow, a gentle landscape where the sharp edges of your daily existence have been smoothed away by the passage of the night. You are submerged in a state of comfort that feels almost ancient, a profound, heavy relaxation that resonates with the history of the ground beneath you. The wooden floorboards of the palace, polished by centuries of careful care, hold the chill of the earth. But here in your sleeping quarters, the warmth of your futon creates a perfect, insulated island of peace. You feel as though you are floating in the middle of a vast, quiet ocean, drifting on a current that is pulling you toward a sleep so deep and restorative that it feels like returning to a primordial state of grace. Every sensation is magnified in its simplicity. The soft, scratchy texture of the cotton bedding, the faint woody scent of the cedar posts that hold up the roof, and the absolute silence that fills the space between your breaths. This silence is not empty. It is a weight, a tangible presence that presses gently against your skin. It is the silence of a fortress in the dead of winter, a quiet so complete that you can hear the faint rhythmic expansion and contraction of the building itself. It is the sound of history resting. You find that your consciousness is no longer fixed on a single point, but is instead expanding, drifting like smoke in a draughtless room. You are not thinking about the year 1250, nor are you thinking about your own life in the modern world. You are suspended in an intermediate space, a place where the ego has surrendered its need to control, to predict, or to evaluate. You are simply a witness to the darkness. There is a profound honesty in this, a realization that you do not need to do anything to justify your existence. Your worth is inherent, existing in the simple act of breathing, in the gentle rhythm of your heart, and in the quiet unfolding mystery of the night. Think of the energy you have gathered throughout this experience. You have sat with a tea master, you have watched the rhythm of the meal, and you have participated in the ancient sacred dance of the tea ceremony. That energy is still with you, stored in your muscles and in your cells. It is a quiet, steadying power, a grounding force that allows you to feel entirely at home in the dark. There is no anxiety here. If you were to look out the window, you would see the moon casting silver patterns on the frost-covered garden, a scene of icy crystalline beauty that mirrors the clarity you feel in your own mind. The world is at peace, and because the world is at peace, you are at peace as well. You have let go of the need for noise. You have abandoned the desire for stimulation. You have chosen the path of the quiet, and it has brought you to this moment of total blissful surrender. The sensation of heaviness in your body is now absolute. Your limbs feel like they are made of lead, sinking deeper and deeper into the futon with each breath. It is a delicious sensation, a reminder that your body is finally doing what it has been longing to do all day, to rest. You are not just sleeping, you are healing. You are knitting back together the frayed edges of your spirit, soothing the inflammation of your nervous system, and restoring the vibrancy of your soul. The darkness is a restorative medium, a pool of liquid calm in which you are bathing. As you lie there, you feel the tension in your jaw dissolve, the tightness in your shoulders melt away, and the furrows in your brow smooth out. You are becoming a portrait of stillness, a testament to the power of the quiet to heal and to hold. There is a rhythm to the darkness that you are now completely in tune with. It is the rhythm of the stars moving across the sky, the rhythm of the earth tilting toward the dawn, and the rhythm of your own soul aligning with the cycle of the universe. You do not need to count, you do not need to watch, and you do not need to wait. Everything is happening exactly as it should. The night is doing its work, the palace is keeping its watch, and you are being carried toward the shore of sleep. Each moment is a step further into the deep, and you are ready. You are ready to let go of the last thread of awareness, to sink into the dark, and to find the quiet, vibrant rest that you have been seeking. The room is safe. You are safe. The rest of the world has fallen away, leaving only you and the endless, beautiful, inviting expanse of the night. The velvet curtain of night has draped itself completely over the Kamakura palace, sealing the compound in a layer of profound insulating silence. You are enveloped by a darkness that feels warm, personal, and entirely safe. The moon, now at its zenith, sends a sliver of pale ethereal light through the cracks in the paper screens, painting a soft, glowing stripe across the floorboards. This light is not meant for seeing, it is meant for dreaming. It acts as a beacon, a soft silver thread that ties your consciousness to the peaceful world of the palace. You are no longer aware of the passage of time. Whether hours have passed or merely minutes is irrelevant, as the concept of time has melted away, leaving only the endless rolling landscape of the present moment. Your heart beats with a steady, unhurried cadence, a rhythmic drum that marks the slow passage of your descent into sleep. Your physical form has achieved a state of complete detachment. The tatami mats beneath the futon feel like a solid foundation, a grounding element that supports you with an unwavering, gentle firmness. You can feel the coolness of the air on the exposed skin of your face, a crisp contrast to the cocoon of warmth held within your heavy padded covers. This interplay of cool and warm, of light and shadow, of stillness and sound creates a sensory environment that is perfectly calibrated for rest. It is an environment that respects your need for quiet, that honors your desire for peace, and that provides everything necessary for a total systemic rejuvenation. You feel as though you are being held in the palm of a giant, gentle hand, one that will not let you fall, but will instead guide you slowly, surely into the deep, dark, and wonderful ocean of the night. Think about the texture of this silence. It is not an empty, void-like silence, but a rich, textured one, filled with the faint, almost imperceptible sounds of an ancient building at rest. A slight creak of the rafters as the cooling night air shifts the timbers, the distant muffled sound of a winter breeze brushing against the outer perimeter walls, the occasional tiny rustle of a stray bit of straw shifting on the floor. These sounds are the lullabies of the palace, and they are playing specifically for you. They are reminders that you are part of something larger, a piece of a grand historical tapestry that has been woven over centuries. You are not alone in this silence. You are accompanied by the spirit of the past, a benevolent force that wants only for you to be at peace, to find a rest that has been earned through the labors of the day. Your mind, usually so prone to leaping forward into the uncertainties of tomorrow or backward into the regrets of yesterday, has become a calm, still pool. When a stray thought does arrive, a flicker of a task left undone, or a vague worry about the future, it does not gain any traction. Instead, it drifts like an autumn leaf across the surface of that pool, momentarily disrupting the reflection before floating away into the darkness. There is no urgency to engage with these thoughts. They are simply passing phenomena, clouds in a vast, nighttime sky. You are the sky itself, vast and eternal, unaffected by the weather of the mind. This realization brings a sense of liberation that is almost intoxicating. You are free, you are unburdened, you are entirely, completely at ease. As you lie in this state of grace, the memory of the tea room begins to morph. The grinding sound of the mill, the delicate bubbly song of the kettle, and the vibrant green scent of the matcha are no longer distinct memories. They have become the background radiation of your experience. They are the flavor of your peace, the scent of your safety. They provide the foundation upon which your dreams will be built. You can feel the pull of the unconscious becoming stronger now, a gentle magnetic force that is drawing you further away from the surface of reality. It is a welcoming, inviting pull, one that promises a landscape of infinite possibility, where the boundaries of the physical world are non existent, and the only thing that matters is the purity of your own being. You are ready to let go of the final anchor, to drift away from the shore of wakefulness and out into the vast, dark expanse of sleep. The palace watches over you, the night guards you, and you are ready to be swept away into the restorative dark. The stillness is absolute. You are enveloped in a cocoon of quiet that feels as though it were spun from the very silk of the night. Every breath you take is a deliberate release, a soft sigh that carries away the final, microscopic remnants of the day's fatigue. You are sinking deeper into the futon, and with each downward pull, you feel your awareness thinning, becoming translucent, like the delicate washi paper that screens this room from the world outside. The moonlight has shifted once more, its silver fingers tracing a path across the dark, polished wood of the floor, moving with an imperceptible slowness that mirrors the calming of your heart rate. There is nothing to hold on to, and that is exactly the point. You are drifting, untethered and weightless, a silent observer in the middle of a vast, peaceful void. Consider the feeling of the heavy quilt draped over you. It is a protective layer, a physical boundary that separates you from the cold, expansive reality of the winter night. It holds the warmth of your body, reflecting it back to you. A gentle feedback loop of comfort that radiates through your limbs and settles in the core of your being. You feel the tension in your feet subside, the muscles in your calves softening as they release their hold on the day's journey. The sensation of rest flows upward like a slow warming current through your knees, into your thighs, softening the small of your back, and finally reaching your shoulders, which drop into the mattress with a profound sense of surrender. You are a vessel of tranquility, and the night is slowly filling you to the brim with its dark, restorative essence. Think of the palace not as a structure of wood and stone, but as a sanctuary of intent. For centuries, this place has stood as a bastion of protection, and tonight, that intent is focused entirely on your restoration. The walls are not just blocking the wind, they are holding the space for your dreams. They are guarding the gate of your consciousness, ensuring that nothing from the outside world can intrude upon this sacred interval of sleep. You feel safe here, anchored by the weight of tradition and the quiet, immovable presence of the architecture. It is a feeling that is almost impossible to find in the fragmented, fast-paced world you usually inhabit, and you cherish it deeply. You're not just resting, you are being held by the history of the earth itself, cradled in a silence that has been perfected through generations of calm. The memories of the day, the grinding stone, the fine emerald dust, the warm frothy tea are now merely soft ambient colors at the edge of your mind. They no longer have form or meaning. They are just a gentle grounding backdrop for your transition into the dream state. You are letting go of the need for narrative, the need to make sense of the world, and the need to categorize your experience. There is no story left to tell, only the quiet, rhythmic pulsing of the present. Your eyes are closed, but your mind feels expansive, wide open to the possibilities of the dark. You are ready to step into that expanse, to become part of the night, and to find the deep, dreamless quiet that is the ultimate destination of your journey. The palace remains silent. The moon continues its slow, silver arc, and you are ready to slip completely away, held in the unwavering, gentle embrace of the night. The boundary between your consciousness and the surrounding night has dissolved into a soft, formless haze. You are no longer conscious of the room's dimensions, the walls, or even the floor beneath you. You are simply an essence of awareness floating in a sea of cool, quiet peace. The sensation of the futon is now indistinguishable from the sensation of being held by air itself, a gentle, supportive pressure that cushions every part of your body. Your mind, which throughout the day was a frantic center of activity, has become a vast empty gallery, its walls stripped of all images and sounds, leaving only the pristine blank space of potential. This is the ultimate luxury, the ability to turn off the light of the intellect and allow the body to sink into the deep, dark, and wonderful ocean of the restorative dark. Think about the silence once more. It is not a static condition, but an active, living force that is constantly smoothing over the rough edges of your psyche. It works with the precision of a master craftsman, carving away the stress, filling in the gaps of your anxiety with a mortar of serenity. You can almost feel the process happening, a slow rhythmic recalibration of your nervous system as it moves from the sympathetic drive of wakefulness into the parasympathetic bliss of total rest. It is a biological sigh, a profound systemic release that starts at the base of your skull and cascades downward, turning your muscles into liquid, your joints into points of lightness, and your heart into a slow measured clock that counts down the seconds toward a dreamless sleep. The winter air outside, once so sharp and biting, has been tamed by the architecture of the palace into a cool, refreshing companion. It brushes against the thin paper of the shoji screens, creating a faint, rhythmic whisper that serves as the final note in the long drawn-out lullaby of your evening. This sound, this paper-thin rustle, is the only tether remaining between your mind and the material world. As you focus on it, you realize it is the sound of the world breathing. The palace is breathing, the earth is breathing, and in perfect synchronization, you are breathing too. There is no separation anymore. You are not a visitor in this historical space. You are an extension of it. You are the wood, the paper, the night, and the silence. You have become one with the environment, and in that oneness, you have found the absolute security that you have been seeking. As the moonlight continues its slow, majestic arc across the sky, its silver light begins to dim, the moon itself dipping toward the horizon of the mountains. This change in illumination is a sign to your subconscious that the time for reflection is over and the time for dissolution has arrived. The darkness is deepening, becoming a warm, opaque blanket that covers everything in a soft, uniform embrace. You feel yourself slipping beneath that blanket, moving toward the center of the dark. The final images of the day. The green matcha, the granite meal, the glowing embers have vanished entirely, replaced by the simple, glorious void of the coming dream. There is no need for anything else. The world is complete. The cycle is closed, and you are finally ready to succumb to the beautiful, heavy, irresistible gravity of the night. You are ready to close the book of the day, to put down the heavy burden of consciousness, and to step fully into the quiet, restorative, and infinite peace of the deep, dreamless sleep that is waiting for you just beyond this moment. The world has drifted away entirely, leaving behind only the rhythmic pulse of your own quiet existence. The transition from the physical reality of the palace to the expansive fluid landscape of your dream state is now almost complete. You feel as though you are floating on a calm, dark lake, the surface perfectly still, reflecting nothing but the vast star-filled sky. Every ounce of tension has evaporated, replaced by a sensation of lightness that borders on the ethereal. You are not tired in the way you are after a long day of exertion. Rather, you are profoundly, deeply satisfied. The ritual you witnessed, the grinding of the leaves, the heating of the water, the delicate whisking of the tea, has fulfilled its purpose, acting as a bridge between the noise of your waking life and this silent sanctuary of sleep. If you find yourself lingering in this space, remember that the door to this peace is always open. We invite you to join our community by subscribing, allowing us to accompany you on these journeys into the quiet heart of history whenever the world outside becomes too overwhelming. By becoming a regular listener to Sleepy History with Theodore, you are building a library of serenity, a collection of moments designed specifically to guide you toward emotional balance and restorative rest. Your continued participation strengthens the mission of this platform, enabling us to keep crafting these immersive, grounding narratives that help you find your way back to yourself, night after night. Thank you for walking this path with us and for letting these stories be the anchor that holds you in the peaceful harbor of the present. The silence is now so profound that it feels almost musical. It is a chord played on the lowest, most resonant strings of the universe, a sound that you can feel vibrating in your very marrow. There is a sense of timelessness here that is entirely liberating. You are no longer measuring your life in tasks, appointments, or responsibilities. You are measuring it in breaths, in heartbeats, and in the slow, natural cycles of the dark. You are realizing that you do not need to prove anything to the world, nor do you need to be anything other than exactly who you are in this moment. The pressure to perform has vanished, leaving behind a core of pure, unadulterated existence. You are safe, you are held, you are exactly where you are meant to be. Think of the environment you have cultivated tonight. You have surrounded yourself with the essence of old Japan, the fragrance of cedar, the softness of woven straw, the warmth of a charcoal hearth, and the deep grounding rhythm of a granite mill. These elements have worked together to create an environment where stress cannot survive. It is a hostile place for anxiety and a perfect habitat for peace. You have done the work of carving out this space, and now all you have to do is inhabit it. The night is a long, slow exhale of the universe, and you are part of that process, letting go, emptying out, and preparing for the renewal that follows. As the last remnants of the day fade into the background, you feel your awareness thinning out until it is little more than a whisper of light in the darkness. There is no fear in this fading. It is a natural process, like the sun setting behind the mountains of Kamakura. You are ready for the dark. You are ready for the sleep that will come to claim you, a sleep that will be as deep and still as the mountain lake. The palace remains silent, a guardian of your peace, and you are ready to slip completely away, held in the unwavering gentle embrace of the night. You are drifting, you are sinking, and you are finally blissfully asleep. The descent into the absolute depths of the night is now a gentle rolling motion, much like a boat drifting upon a mirror still pond. The palace, which until now has been the solid foundation of your experience, has started to blur at the edges, its wooden beams and paper walls softening into the fabric of your dreams. You are entering a state where the distinction between memory and imagination, between the history of the 13th century and the reality of your own life, has ceased to exist. Everything has become a single flowing tapestry of darkness and quiet. You feel a strange sense of expansion as if the boundaries of your physical body are no longer confined to the futon, but are instead reaching out to encompass the entire night itself. This is the liberation of sleep, the shedding of the self and the immersion into the vast cosmic quietude that precedes all beginnings and follows all endings. Consider the rhythm of the night as it continues its silent, relentless progression. Somewhere far above, the stars are wheeling through the velvet blackness, their cold ancient light casting no shadows, only a faint ethereal luminescence that keeps the world from becoming truly terrifyingly dark. You are in harmony with this cosmic dance. Your heartbeat, which for so long has been tethered to the frantic pace of your waking hours, has finally synchronized with the slow, steady pulse of the planet. It is a profound grounding sensation, a reminder that you are not separate from the world but are an integral, breathing part of it. You do not have to fight for your place in the universe. You are already here, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. The relief of this realization is immense, a weight lifted from your spirit that allows you to float even higher into the realms of true rest. Think about the silence once more, but deeper this time. Beneath the surface of the auditory, it is the silence of the soil, the silence of the roots waiting beneath the frozen ground for the first sign of spring. It is a productive silence, a stillness that is not about lack of motion, but about the concentration of energy. All the potential of your life, all the creativity, the resilience, and the joy you possess is currently gathering in the quiet center of your being. You are charging your inner batteries, preparing for the future, by being completely, unapologetically present in this moment of rest. You are not losing time. You are investing it in the most fundamental way possible. You are building the foundation for your tomorrow by fully inhabiting the peace of your tonight. The remnants of the day, the echoes of your responsibilities, the noise of the world you left behind are now completely silent. They have been erased by the soft, dark brush of sleep. You have arrived at the final threshold, the gateway to the deep unconscious world where your mind can finally roam free, unconstrained by the logic of the day or the expectations of others. You are no longer watching the story, you are living it, you are becoming it. The cool air of the winter night, the scent of the cedar, the memory of the warm tea. These are no longer memories, they are the atmosphere of your rest, the climate in which your mind will spend the next several hours. You are safe, you are warm, you are enveloped in a protective historical stillness that was built for exactly this purpose. There is nothing more to do, nowhere else to be, and no more questions to answer. The world will wait for you. The morning will come. The sun will rise over the Kamakura mountains, and the cycle will begin again, but that is in another lifetime. Right now, there is only the dark, the quiet, and the slow, rhythmic invitation of your own body to let go. You feel the final thin thread of wakefulness begin to fray, and instead of clutching at it, you let it slip through your fingers with a sense of immense total relief. You are not falling into darkness, you are rising into peace. You are stepping into the infinite space of the night, ready to be restored, ready to be refreshed, and ready to be renewed. The stillness is complete. The night is yours. Sleep now, deep and true, until the world calls you back. The profound silence that has claimed the palace is now absolute, a heavy velvet cloak that muffles the very concept of time. You are adrift in the deepest stratum of the night, where the world of 1 to 120 has dissolved into a gentle, shifting landscape of pure sensation. The memory of the tea ceremony, the meticulous preparation, the grounding heat of the ceramic bowl, the bittersweet earthiness of the matcha has performed its final task, weaving itself into the very fabric of your repose. You are no longer in Kamakura. You are in the boundless neutral territory of the mind at rest, a space where you are neither burdened by the past nor anxious about the future. Everything has been simplified to the most essential truth. You are, you are breathing, and you are entirely safely held by the quiet. The air in the room, once crisp with a hint of winter frost, has settled into a comfortable ambient temperature that mimics the stillness of a deep, sequestered valley. You feel the weight of your own body as a comforting anchor, a tangible reminder of your presence in this sanctuary. The futon, with its layers of soft quilted cotton, cradles you with a firmness that feels like an embrace. There is a sense of utter completeness in this experience. The ceremony was not a fleeting event, but a threshold, a necessary rite of passage that has allowed you to shed the abrasive armor of your daily life. You have been hollowed out of stress, polished by the ritual, and filled with the cooling, restorative stillness of the midnight hour. Think of the stillness as a living element, a reservoir of potential that exists for you to draw upon. It is a vast, calm lake that reflects only the moonlight, undisturbed by the ripples of thought or the gusts of emotion. As you lie in this darkness, you are becoming that lake. Your thoughts, when they appear, are no longer sharp or insistent. They are like soft glowing embers fading in a dying hearth, losing their heat and their brightness until they simply vanish into the velvet ash of the night. You are learning the true art of letting go, an act that is not passive but a deliberate, powerful choice to release the illusion of control and surrender to the natural unfolding rhythm of the universe. The palace itself seems to be dreaming along with you. The ancient timbers, which have sheltered the shogunate for generations, emit a low, rhythmic creaking as they expand and contract in the quiet. This is the heartbeat of the structure, a sound that has resonated through centuries of history, and it is now the steady, unchanging pulse of your own environment. You are integrated into this historical continuum, a small but vital part of the story. The history you are experiencing is not a burden to be carried, but a foundation to stand upon, a legacy of quiet that has been passed down to you through the ages. You are the recipient of this peace, and it is your privilege to honor it by simply, completely allowing yourself to sleep. As the moonlight continues to crawl across the floor, the shadows deepen and change shape, creating a slow, mesmerizing dance that leads you further into the realms of the unconscious. You have relinquished the need for observation. You no longer need to see, to hear, or to understand. The work of the day is finished, and the work of the night, the internal repair, the dreaming, the restoration of the soul, has begun. You feel a pull, a gentle magnetic suction that is drawing your awareness toward the center of the dark. There is no resistance, only an eager, deep-seated willingness to go where the night is leading you. You are slipping beneath the surface, the cool, quiet waters of sleep closing over your head, leaving you in a state of absolute blissful weightlessness. You are held, you are safe, and you are descending into the long, beautiful silence of the coming hours. The velvet darkness of the night has finally become your entire world, an expansive, infinite domain where the boundaries of self and space have completely vanished. You are floating in a sea of absolute quiet, a depth so profound that it feels like the very heart of the earth. The memory of the palace, the tea ceremony, and the historical echoes that surrounded you have all distilled into a single pervasive sense of safety. You are no longer navigating through time or memory. You are simply resting within the grace of the present moment. The rhythm of your breathing has become so slow, so faint, that it is barely distinguishable from the silence of the room. It is a perfect natural cycle, an effortless ebb and flow that connects you to the deep, steady pulse of the universe. There is a feeling of weightlessness that is both liberating and complete. You feel as though you have been unburdened of every physical, mental, and emotional weight that you carried throughout your day. The worries that felt so large and pressing under the harsh light of the morning are now nothing more than wisps of shadow, flickering briefly before being absorbed into the vast dark expanse of your sleep. You are finally truly free. This is the goal of all your effort, the destination of your journey, a place where there is no demand, no expectation, and no need to be anything other than what you are. The stillness has become your armor, protecting your inner peace from any intrusion. and you are resting deeply, securely within its embrace. Think of this sleep as a deep restorative dive into the cool dark waters of a mountain lake. You are sinking down past the turbulent surface of the day, past the mid-levels of thought and reflection, down into the calm, still depths where the water is undisturbed and pure. Go out here, the pressure of the world above cannot reach you. Here, the noise of the day is the forgotten distant vibration. You are surrounded by the peace of the deep, a liquid dark comfort that washes over you, soothing every muscle, calming every nerve, and restoring the natural, vibrant rhythm of your life force. You are being renewed at the most fundamental level, healed by the simple, profound act of letting go and trusting the night to hold you. The palace remains a silent, watchful guardian of your rest, its walls standing as a testament to the endurance of peace. You are not just a guest here, you are an essential part of the sanctuary, the living, breathing proof that the ritual has succeeded. The silence of the Kamakura night is now your silence, a mantle of calm that you wear with total ease. You have let go of the last final hold on your wakefulness, and in doing so, you have opened the door to the deepest possible rest. There is no longer any need to watch, to listen, or to try to perceive. You have surrendered everything, and in that surrender, you have found the ultimate, quietest treasure, the ability to simply perfectly exist in the total dark. As the night continues its slow, majestic passage, you find yourself drifting into the center of your dreams, a place where the logic of the world is replaced by the fluid beauty of your own inner landscape. There is no fear here, only a deep, abiding curiosity for the restorative journey that lies ahead. You are protected, you are comforted, and you are absolutely, undeniably at peace. The night is a long, quiet river that is carrying you toward the morning, and you are floating upon it with perfect trust. The darkness is your home. The silence is your comfort, and your rest is complete. You are asleep, deep, silent, and entirely beautifully renewed. The world has narrowed to a singular point of existence, a place where the concept of you has become as vast and transparent as the night sky itself. There is no longer a distinction between the cool air, the warmth of the futon, or the steady rhythmic movement of your lungs. Everything has merged into a single, cohesive state of being. The silence has deepened to a frequency that resonates with the very bones of the earth, a low, grounding hum that acts as the final foundation for your journey into the unconscious. You are resting in a space that feels older than memory, a pocket of history that has been preserved specifically to offer refuge to the weary. The frantic energy of your modern life, the constant stream of demands, the relentless pace of innovation, the endless noise of information is now completely outside the gates of this sanctuary. Go out here, only the ancient rhythm of the season, the cold silver light of the moon, and the profound restorative power of stillness remain. You are witnessing the absolute conclusion of the day's journey. Every step you took, every thought you processed, and every breath you drew in the presence of the tea master was a calculated movement toward this final moment of total release. You're not losing your consciousness, you are simply allowing it to shift from the narrow focus aperture of the waking mind to the wide, expansive lens of the dreaming soul. It is a transition as natural and inevitable as the falling of a leaf in autumn or the closing of a flower at dusk. You feel a sense of profound, quiet triumph. You have successfully navigated the complexities of your world, and you have earned this right to withdraw, to retreat, and to be replenished. You are a sovereign entity, and this period of rest is your kingdom, a place of infinite quiet where no one can follow and no one can disturb your recovery. Think of the energy you have gathered during this period of stillness. It is not an active, outward moving energy, but a deep internal reservoir of calm. It is the kind of power that comes from alignment, from the recognition that your life is a part of a much larger, much older, and much more beautiful story. You have sat within the heart of history, and now that history is sitting within you. The peace of the Kamakura Palace is not an external environment that you will leave behind. It is a state of mind that you are carrying back into your own life. You are a traveler who has stopped at a sacred well to drink, and you are taking the coolness of that water with you, deep into the marrow of your being. As you sink further into the darkness, you feel that coolness spreading, settling into every cell of your body, clearing away the lingering heat of stress and replacing it with the calm, steady, and vibrant essence of the night. The images of the day have long since faded. The steam from the kettle, the vibrant green hue of the matcha, the gentle, deliberate movements of the master, these are no longer memories that require your attention. They have become the bedrock of your subconscious, the quiet structural elements that support the roof of your dreams. You are entering the realm of the pure, unfiltered, and beautiful unknown. There is no language here, no narrative to maintain, no logic to defend. There is only the expansive breathing dark, a space that is as inviting as a warm hearth on a bitter winter night. You are ready to be swept away. You are ready to become part of the great turning wheel of the night, a silent participant in the ancient rhythm that sustains the world until the return of the sun. As the moonlight fades and the deepest hour of the night takes hold, you feel the final ties to your wakefulness fray and dissolve. There is no sensation of falling. There is only the sensation of being welcomed. The darkness is not a void. It is a cradle. It is an intelligent, gentle, and utterly protective presence that knows exactly what you need. It is holding you. It is smoothing the lines of your exhaustion, and it is guiding you into the center of the deep, dreamless sleep. You are perfectly placed, perfectly safe, and perfectly ready. The palace is silent. The world is at rest. You are sinking, drifting, and finally, completely finding the sanctuary you have sought. The transition is complete. You are deep within the quiet, and the rest is yours to keep unfolding through the hours, a long, soft, and endless journey into peace. The quietude has reached a density that feels almost physical, a soft velvet weight that presses gently against your eyelids and steals the very air around your futon. You are floating at the center of a great silent ocean, far beneath the storms of the surface world, where the only movement is the slow, deliberate pulse of the night. Every memory of the day, from the walk through the garden to the final rhythmic whisking of the tea, has ceased to be a discrete event and has instead merged into a singular, tranquil theme. It is a melody of stillness that plays in the background of your mind, a composition of breath, cedar, and moonlight that carries you ever deeper into the realm of the unconscious. You are experiencing the ultimate freedom, the liberation from the need to observe, to record, or to analyze. You are simply existing, a vital breathing part of an ancient and enduring peace. Consider the nature of your surroundings. You are sheltered by the architectural wisdom of a forgotten age, a structure designed not just for habitation, but for the cultivation of the spirit. The wood of the pillars, the woven straw of the tatami, the sturdy paper of the screens. These are not merely objects, they are conduits of an ancient calm that has been refined through the centuries. You are not alone in this silence. You are accompanied by the resonance of all those who have sought solace in this place throughout history. Their collective rest is the foundation upon which your own sleep is built. You are part of a long, unbroken lineage of souls who have come to these mountains, closed the heavy gates of their minds, and found the deep, restorative grace of the dark. This connection provides a profound sense of belonging, a feeling that you are exactly where you were destined to be. The cold winter air that brushed against the outer walls of the palace has been transformed, through the mediation of the building, into a soft, cooling influence that feels like a gentle hand upon your brow. It is the perfect temperature for deep, heavy sleep, a chill that is easily held at bay by the warmth of your bedding, creating a sensory contrast that is deeply satisfying. You are fully insulated, entirely secure, and completely unbothered by the external world. Any lingering tension in your muscles has long since dissolved, replaced by a profound liquid relaxation that has turned your limbs into heavy, contented weights. You are sinking, not as one who falls, but as one who descends into a warm, inviting bath. Every inch of your body is participating in this surrender, letting go of the posture of the day and adopting the posture of the absolute present. There is no clock in this room, and there is no time in your mind. The moon has finished its transit. The stars have shifted their positions, and the night has deepened into the hour of the wolf, but you remain untouched by these markers. You have exited the flow of linear time and entered the eternal now, a space where the start and the finish are one and the same. This is the realm where the heart truly heals, where the spirit is reknit, and where the mind is cleared of its accumulated clutter. The beauty of this state is that it requires nothing of you. You do not need to be strong. You do not need to be clever, and you do not need to be prepared. You only need to be present, and in your presence, you are perfectly, entirely enough. As you slip further into the depths, you become aware of the silence not as an absence, but as a presence, a living, breathing, and benevolent entity. It is waiting for you, eager to receive the last fraying threads of your wakefulness. It is the great dark ocean that promised to hold you, and now it is doing so with infinite patience. There is no longer any boundary between the silence inside you and the silence outside. You are a seamless, unified expression of the night. The final distant images of the day are fading, turning into the soft abstract patterns of your dreams. You are ready. You are sinking. You are slipping through the velvet veil, crossing the threshold into the deep, dreamless quiet, and leaving the world behind for the sanctuary of the truly restored. The stillness is your final destination, and you have arrived, finding at last the perfect, unbroken rest that you have been seeking through all the winding paths of your life. The threshold between the world of waking thought and the vast infinite expanse of the dream sea has finally thinned to the point of transparency. You are drifting in the absolute center of the Kamakura night, a space defined not by what is present but by the beautiful profound absence of all that is unnecessary. The heavy protective quilt remains your anchor, a physical manifestation of the sanctuary you have built for yourself within these ancient palace walls. Every breath you draw is effortless, a smooth, involuntary rhythm that mirrors the slow cosmic motion of the stars above the mountain peaks. You have moved past the need to regulate your mind. You have reached the point where the mind regulates itself, settling into a pattern of stillness so deep that it borders on the eternal. The silence of the palace is no longer an external condition. It has become the internal architecture of your spirit. Consider the journey you have taken to arrive at this point of total surrender. It was not a sudden leap, but a graceful, deliberate descent, guided by the patient hand of ritual and the quiet, steadying presence of history. You have shed the layers of the day, the responsibilities that pulled at your shoulders, the anxieties that clouded your vision, the noise that filled your ears, and you have emerged as a core of pure, quiet energy. You are a soul in its most fundamental state, unadorned and unapologetic. This is the truth of your existence, a truth that is only visible when the lights of the world are dimmed and the noise of the human struggle is hushed. You are discovering that you do not need to do anything to justify your presence here. You are a part of the night, a part of the palace, a part of the silent, waiting earth itself. Think of the energy that you are currently conserving. It is a vital, transformative force that will be used to rebuild your sense of self, to soothe the nervous system, and to restore the vibrancy of your waking life. This is not a time of loss, even though you are losing the sense of you as you know it. It is a time of immense quiet gain. You are replenishing the very resources that make your life possible. As you lie in this deep, dark cradle, you are absorbing the stillness of the century, allowing it to permeate your cells, softening the tension in your joints, and quieting the frantic pace of your own biology. It is a healing process that is happening whether you are aware of it or not, an automatic, miraculous response of the body to the invitation of the night. The images that occasionally drift across the screen of your mind, the faint lingering smell of cedar, the visual echo of a candle flame, the feeling of smooth cold stone under your fingertips, have lost all power to distract you. They are just the final soft ripples on the surface of a pond that has been stilled by a winter frost. You are looking past them toward the dark, inviting depths that wait beneath. There is no desire to return to the surface, no curiosity about the day that is slowly, inevitably approaching. There is only the deep, magnetic pull of the sleep that is waiting to receive you, a pull that feels as natural and as right as the return of the tide to the shore. You have surrendered the steering wheel of your life to the night, and you are finding that the night is a perfect capable pilot. As the absolute midnight hour deepens, you feel your awareness detaching from the last thin tether of your senses. The sound of the wind, the feel of the bedding, the sight of the moon shadows, they are all slipping away, becoming less and less distinct until they are nothing more than a faint rhythmic pulse in the back of your mind. You're entering the final golden gate of the deep, dreamless void. You're ready to close the doors of perception completely, to let the world of form dissolve into the world of pure, unadulterated stillness. There is no fear, only a profound, overwhelming sense of relief. You are going home to the quiet. You are sinking into the dark, and in that sinking, you are finding the perfect, unbroken rest that you have been seeking through all the years of your life. The night has opened its arms, and you are stepping fully into its embrace, letting the silence claim you and finding at last the sanctuary of the truly, deeply asleep. The world has become a masterpiece of stillness, a canvas of absolute dark where even the memory of sound has been gently erased. You are no longer merely lying in a room. You are suspended within the vast quiet architecture of the universe itself. The palace in Kamakura, with its centuries of history, has functioned as the perfect crucible, refining the noise of your life into this singular golden moment of silence. You feel the weight of your own body as a comforting, grounding presence, an anchor that keeps you connected to the earth while your mind begins its final graceful ascent into the boundless realm of the dream. The futon, the blankets, and the soft, cool air all contribute to a sensation of being perfectly held, as if the night itself has grown around you, protecting you with its vast and tender strength. Consider the profound shift that has occurred within you. When you first entered this space, you were carrying the heavy burden of your responsibilities, the jagged edges of your worries, and the scattered, frantic energy of a life lived at a pace that often leaves no room for breath. Now, those burdens have been laid down one by one, with the same deliberate care that the tea master used to prepare your drink. You have placed them at the door, and the room has absorbed them, turning them into nothing more than shadows that no longer hold any power over your spirit. You are light. You are clear. You are for the first time in an age entirely unencumbered. This is the true nature of your existence, the quiet core that remains when all the secondary concerns of the world have been stripped away. The silence is not static. It is a breathing, evolving entity that mirrors the natural world outside the palace walls. You can feel the deep, slow pulse of the winter night, a rhythm that has existed since the beginning of time and will continue long after the stories of men have turned to dust. You are in perfect sync with this rhythm. Your heartbeat has matched it, your breathing has fallen into its stride, and your very thoughts have surrendered to its steady flowing current. There is a deep, fundamental joy in this surrender. You are realizing that you do not need to fight to be, to do, or to understand. You are simply a participant in this grand, unfolding mystery of existence, and that is more than enough. You are safe. You are held. You are exactly where the universe intends for you to be. Think about the restorative power of this experience. Every cell in your body is drinking in the silence. The muscles that were taut with the effort of the day are softening. The nervous system that was overstimulated is cooling, and the mind that was fragmented is coming together into a whole, cohesive, and tranquil unit. You are being rebuilt from the inside out, repaired by the gentle, non intrusive force of absolute rest. This is the miracle of the night, the way it takes the broken pieces of our day and knits them back together into a stronger, more resilient whole. You are witnessing this miracle in real time, feeling the slow, persistent work of the darkness as it washes over you, cleaning away the fatigue and leaving behind the pristine, fresh energy of a spirit that has been made new. As the deepest, most sacred part of the night settles over the palace, you feel your awareness thinning even further, becoming as delicate as the paper shoji that filter the moonlight. There is no desire to hold on, no fear of the fading, no wish to return to the world of light and sound. There is only a profound, overwhelming readiness to let go. You are ready to sink fully into the dark, to cross the final boundary between the conscious and the profound, restorative unknown. The night is a wide, welcoming sea, and you are ready to float out into its center, where there is no shore, no current, and no end. You are going to the place where dreams are born, the place where you will find the deep, dreamless quiet that you have sought through all the winding paths of your life. The night has opened its arms, and you are stepping fully into its embrace, letting the silence claim you and finding at last the sanctuary of the truly deeply asleep. You are descending, you are drifting, and you are now finally beautifully and completely at peace. The world has become a masterpiece of stillness, a canvas of absolute dark where even the memory of sound has been gently erased. You are no longer merely lying in a room. You are suspended within the vast quiet architecture of the universe itself. The palace in Kamakura, with its centuries of history, has functioned as the perfect crucible, refining the noise of your life into this singular golden moment of silence. You feel the weight of your own body as a comforting, grounding presence, an anchor that keeps you connected to the earth, while your mind begins its final graceful ascent into the boundless realm of the dream. The futon, the blankets, and the soft, cool air all contribute to a sensation of being perfectly held, as if the night itself has grown around you, protecting you with its vast and tender strength. Consider the profound shift that has occurred within you. When you first entered this space, you were carrying the heavy burden of your responsibilities, the jagged edges of your worries, and the scattered frantic energy of a life lived at a pace that often leaves no room for breath. Now, those burdens have been laid down, one by one, with the same deliberate care that the tea master used to prepare your drink. You have placed them at the door, and the room has absorbed them, turning them into nothing more than shadows that no longer hold any power over your spirit. You are light, you are clear, you are, for the first time in an age, entirely unencumbered. This is the true nature of your existence, the quiet core that remains when all the secondary concerns of the world have been stripped away. The silence is not static. It is a breathing, evolving entity that mirrors the natural world outside the palace walls. You can feel the deep, slow pulse of the winter night, a rhythm that has existed since the beginning of time and will continue long after the stories of men have turned to dust. You are in perfect sync with this rhythm. Your heartbeat has matched it. Your breathing has fallen into its stride, and your very thoughts have surrendered to its steady, flowing current. There is a deep fundamental joy in this surrender. You are realizing that you do not need to fight to be, to do, or to understand. You are simply a participant in this grand unfolding mystery of existence, and that is more than enough. You are safe, you are held, you are exactly where the universe intends for you to be. Think about the restorative power of this experience. Every cell in your body is drinking in the silence. The muscles that were taut with the effort of the day are softening. The nervous system that was overstimulated is cooling, and the mind that was fragmented is coming together into a whole cohesive and tranquil unit. You are being rebuilt from the inside out, repaired by the gentle, non-intrusive force of absolute rest. This is the miracle of the night, the way it takes the broken pieces of our day and knits them back together into a stronger, more resilient whole. You are witnessing this miracle in real time, feeling the slow, persistent work of the darkness as it washes over you, cleaning away the fatigue and leaving behind the pristine, fresh energy of a spirit that has been made new. As the deepest, most sacred part of the night settles over the palace, you feel your awareness thinning even further, becoming as delicate as the paper shoji that filter the moonlight. There is no desire to hold on, no fear of the fading, no wish to return to the world of light and sound. There is only a profound, overwhelming readiness to let go. You are ready to sink fully into the dark, to cross the final boundary between the conscious and the profound restorative unknown. The night is a wide, welcoming sea, and you are ready to float out into its center, where there is no shore, no current, and no end. You are going to the place where dreams are born, the place where you will find the deep, dreamless quiet that you have sought through all the winding paths of your life. The night has opened its arms, and you are stepping fully into its embrace, letting the silence claim you and finding at last the sanctuary of the truly deeply asleep. You are descending, you are drifting, and you are now finally beautifully and completely at peace. The absolute stillness of the Kamakura Palace has woven itself into the very fabric of your being, creating a sanctuary that exists far beyond the reach of the waking world. You are suspended in a state of grace, a quiet, luminous darkness that feels as familiar as your own heartbeat. The heavy, tactile comfort of the futon has become your entire universe, a warm island of security drifting in the vast, calm ocean of the midnight hour. You feel the slow, deliberate rhythm of your breath as it moves through your lungs, a gentle tide that ebbs and flows with the turning of the earth. There is no longer any separation between you and the environment. The wood, the paper, the night, and your own physical form have all merged into a single cohesive experience of rest. You have successfully navigated the complexities of your day, and you have arrived at this, the ultimate destination of your journey, the profound restorative void where all things are made whole. Consider the depth of the silence that surrounds you. It is not merely the absence of noise, it is a rich textured presence that carries the weight of history and the promise of renewal. This is the same silence that has guarded this host for centuries, a timeless, unyielding peace that asks nothing of you and provides everything you require. You are being cradled by this silence, held with a tenderness that defies description. The minor, lingering anxieties of your daily existence have vanished, dissolved by the sheer, overwhelming power of this tranquility. You are free from the need to perform, to produce, or to be anything other than what you are in this moment. A resting soul, a quiet mind, a body returning to its natural unburdened state. Think of the energy you have gathered during this period of stillness. It is a quiet, steadying power, a resource that is being replenished with every passing second of deep, uninterrupted rest. You are not losing time, you are investing it in the most fundamental and vital way possible. You are allowing the complex mechanical gears of your mind to slow, to stop, and to cool down, preparing them for a renewal that will only be possible once you have surrendered completely to the darkness. This is the true work of the night, a sacred internal process of repair and integration. By letting go of your hold on the world, you are gaining the ability to return to it with a clarity and a strength that will carry you through the challenges of the coming days. You are a vessel of resilience, and this silence is the medium in which that resilience is forged. The images that occasionally rise to the surface, a flickering shadow, The scent of aged cedar, the faint internal echo of a tea whisking rhythm, have lost all their intensity. They are no longer signals from the world you left behind, but rather the faint rhythmic patterns of your own mind as it transitions into the deepest layers of the subconscious. You are watching them drift by with a sense of gentle detachment, like leaves floating on a slow, dark river. There is no urgency to grasp at them, no need to understand their meaning, and no desire to change their course. You are an observer, a witness to the beautiful shifting landscape of your own inner life, and you are entirely comfortable with the mystery of what lies ahead. You are moving toward the center of the dark, and you know with a certainty that goes beyond words that you are perfectly safe. As the deepest, most quiet hours of the night continue to unfold, you feel your awareness thinning to a point of near nothingness. The last thin threads that connect you to the physical sensation of the room are fraying, and in their place is a wide open expanse of potential. There is no fear in this transition. There is only a deep, abiding sense of homecoming. You are returning to the state of being that preceded all your struggles, a state of pure, unadulterated peace. The night is a vast, welcoming cradle, and it is ready to receive you into its deepest, most restorative center. You are descending, sinking further into the beautiful velvet dark, and you are finally truly letting go of the heavy burden of consciousness. The sanctuary is yours, the rest is total, and you are drifting now, deep into the infinite silent sea of the dream, ready to be restored, ready to be renewed, and ready to be, at long last, completely and profoundly at peace. The architecture of the night has fully enclosed you, its walls of shadow and silence forming a fortress that guards the sanctity of your rest. You are drifting in the deepest, most quiet waters of the subconscious, where the turbulent currents of your daily life have long since calmed into a glassy, impenetrable mirror. The palace in Kamakura, with all its historical resonance and atmospheric depths, has become the vessel for your transition, a cradle that holds you in a state of absolute, weightless surrender. Every sensation has been stripped of its sharpness. The cooling air is no longer cold, but a gentle velvet touch, and the darkness is no longer a void, but a warm enveloping blanket. You are in the heart of the night, where time itself has ceased to be a measurement and has instead become a rhythm, a slow pulsing beat that echoes the very foundation of the earth. Consider the liberation that comes with this complete abandonment of self throughout your waking hours. You have defined yourself by your actions, your achievements, and the weight of your responsibilities. Now, in the sanctuary of this darkness, those definitions have fallen away like autumn leaves. You are not a traveler, not a listener, not a person with a story or history. You are simply a presence, a quiet point of awareness in an infinite beautiful expanse of peace. The absence of identity is not a loss. It is the ultimate freedom. It is the ability to exist without the need to justify that existence, to breathe without the need to produce, and to be without the need to become. You have finally arrived at the core of your own being, and what you find there is an unshakable foundational stillness that has been waiting for you all along. The silence that fills this room is a living, breathing force, a testament to the centuries of quiet contemplation that have occurred within these wooden walls. It is a dense, fragrant silence, imbued with the scent of aged cedar, the memory of burnt charcoal, and the ghostly, comforting echo of a thousand tea ceremonies. As you lie here, you are absorbing this silence, allowing it to displace the noise of your modern life. You are being refilled with a different kind of energy, a cool, steady, and patient power that does not demand or compete, but simply sustains. This is the energy of the earth, the energy of the mountain, and the energy of the deep, enduring history of this place. You are being nourished by it, replenished at the cellular level, as the long, slow work of your nightly restoration continues, unobserved and undisturbed. Your awareness is now like a wide, still pool beneath a winter sky, reflecting only the faint, silvery light of the moon. When thoughts arise, they are like single small pebbles dropped into that pool. They create a brief, delicate ripple on the surface, but they sink quickly to the bottom, leaving the pool as still and clear as it was before. You have mastered the art of non attachment. You are no longer the thinker of the thoughts, but the witness to them. You see them come and go, you appreciate their ephemeral nature, and you let them pass without interest. There is no desire to hold on to the day, no curiosity about the morning, and no worry about the night that lies ahead. You are entirely, blissfully consumed by the present. You are resting in the grace of the moment, and the moment is perfectly, infinitely kind. As the deepest, most profound part of the night descends, you feel your boundaries thinning until they are almost entirely permeable. You are becoming one with the palace, one with the night, and one with the great vast and silent mystery of the universe. The final lingering traces of your wakefulness are dissolving into the dark, and you are ready to sleep completely beneath the surface. There is no resistance, only an eagerness to be claimed by the silence. You are entering the realm of the pure restorative sleep, a deep and dreamless state where the soul is truly allowed to mend. The palace is watching over you. The stars are whirling in their majestic silent orbit, and you are finally at last truly, deeply, and unconditionally home. You are sinking, you are floating, and you are now completely, profoundly asleep. The night has reached its most profound and sacred depth, a period of existence where the veil between the waking world and the limitless sea of the subconscious has become entirely transparent. You are drifting in this interstitial space, an expanse of pure, unadulterated tranquility that feels as wide as the ocean and as ancient as the mountains surrounding the palace. Every remnant of the day's activity, the sharp analytical focus required by your work, the social complexities of your interactions, and the relentless stream of information that defines the modern human experience has been completely washed away by the tide of the dark. You are left with only the most essential parts of yourself, a consciousness that is as clear, calm, and receptive as a mountain lake in the middle of a winter night. The palace is no longer just a place of shelter. It is an extension of your own breathing, a wooden rib cage that holds your rest as securely as a chest protects a heart. The sensation of the futon beneath you is a constant, reassuring anchor. Its layers of cotton are thick and soft, providing a tactile reminder of the care that has gone into your comfort. You feel the weight of your limbs, which have become heavy and pleasantly dense, sinking into the mattress with each slow, deliberate breath. This heaviness is not a burden. It is the physical manifestation of your surrender. You are handing over the control of your body to the involuntary rhythms of sleep, trusting the night to guide your recovery. There is a deep primal wisdom in this trust. You are finally recognizing that the most important processes of your life, the mending of tissues, the consolidation of memories, the balancing of your neurochemistry, happen best when you get out of the way. You are a passenger on the most efficient, natural, and restorative journey imaginable, and the night is a pilot that never makes a mistake. Think of the silence as a restorative medium, a thick, cool fluid that you are submerged in. It is filling the space between your thoughts, smoothing out the jagged edges of your stress, and slowing the frantic tempo of your internal dialogue. You can feel the effects of this immersion spreading through every fiber of your being. The tightness in your jaw has completely vanished. The small persistent knots of tension in your shoulders have relaxed into a state of total fluid ease. Your breathing has fallen into a rhythm so steady and unhurried that it feels as though you are only taking a handful of breaths every hour. This is the physiological expression of a soul at peace. You are being recalibrated, brought back to a factory setting of calm, vibrancy, and balance. The historical echoes that brought you to this place, the tea ceremony in the heart of Kamakura, are now quieted. They have served their purpose, acting as the key to unlock the door of this sanctuary. You no longer need to contemplate the history of the samurai or the philosophy of the Zen masters. Those concepts are now woven into the atmosphere of the room. They are the background radiation of your safety. Instead, you are focusing on the immediate internal landscape of your rest. You are watching the darkness move, perceiving the subtle variations in the shade of the night, and finding that there is more color and life in the deep dark than there ever was in the frantic light of the day. It is a world of infinite, subtle detail, and you have all the time in the world to experience it. As the hours continue their slow, majestic march toward the dawn, you feel your awareness thinning even further, moving into the final golden stage of the night. You are becoming a ghost in the palace, an ethereal presence that is no longer tied to the physical world of walls, floors, and time. You are entering the center of your own dreaming, a place where the logic of reality is suspended and the imagination is allowed to wander free. There is no fear in this transition. There is only a vast, expansive sense of wonder and welcome. The night is a wide open door, and you are stepping through it with full intent. You are letting go of the last faint threads of your waking consciousness, allowing them to dissolve into the silence. The world is waiting for you to wake, but that is in the distant future. Right now, there is only the rest, the deep, dark, and wonderful quiet, and the certainty that you are being held in the safest place in the universe. You are falling, you are rising, and you are, at long last, completely at peace within the sanctuary of the night. The night has matured into its most absolute and crystalline form, a profound state of stillness that transcends the physical walls of the palace. You are no longer consciously aware of the room, the wood, or the cool, crisp air. You are floating in an infinite dark expanse that feels like the very cradle of existence. The transition from the day to the night, from the active to the dormant, is now complete, and you exist in a state of pure, unblemished potential. Every lingering anxiety, every thought that previously demanded your attention has been subsumed into the vast protective silence of this historical sanctuary. You are truly deeply and completely unmoored from the constraints of the world, allowed at last to drift in the quiet harbor of your own restored spirit. Consider the rhythm of your own heart as it beats against the silence. It is a slow, steady, and unwavering drum that marks the passage of your rest without the need for time or measurement. This rhythm is the most honest part of you, the part that is connected to the deep tectonic stillness of the earth itself. As you lie here, you are not merely waiting for sleep, you are actively engaging in the sacred restorative work of the soul. You are letting go of the need to be, to do, or to perform, and in this letting go, you are finding the ultimate strength, the strength to be perfectly and unapologetically at peace. The palace, with its enduring presence and historical weight, acts as a guardian, a silent witness to your recovery, ensuring that your journey into the dark is protected from all intrusion. The atmosphere of the room has become a physical weight, a comforting warm pressure that holds you in place. It is as if the very air has become imbued with the softness of your dreams. You are being lulled by the gentle, nearly imperceptible creaking of the ancient beams, a sound that has resonated through these halls for centuries, providing a soundtrack of consistency in an ever-changing world. This sound is your anchor. It tells you that you are part of a lineage, a long unbroken chain of beings who have found solace in this exact same space. You are not isolated in your rest. You are participating in a timeless universal ritual of withdrawal and renewal. This awareness brings a sense of deep, abiding contentment that reaches into the very marrow of your bones. The images of the day, the vibrant powdered matcha, the sound of the stone mill, the warmth of the tea bowl have now fully transformed into the texture of your subconscious. They are the scaffolding upon which your dreams are being built, the quiet structural elements that give your nighttime journey its shape and flavor. But you are moving beyond them now. You are sliding into a deeper layer, a place where images do not exist, where language is non existent, and where only the profound resonant silence remains. You are entering the realm of the absolute, the place where the soul is truly allowed to mend without the destruction of thought. This is the destination you have been moving toward since the moment you laid your head down, the deep, dark, and beautiful center of the restorative night. As the hours of the night continue their silent, majestic rotation, you feel your awareness detaching completely from the physical world. You are becoming as light as a whisper, an essence that is no longer held by gravity or time. There is no fear of this dissolution. It is a homecoming, a return to the source of your own vitality. The night is a wide, welcoming sea, and you are ready to be swept away deep into the center where there is no shore, no current, and no end. You are letting go of the last thin final threads of your waking consciousness, allowing them to dissolve into the velvet dark. The world will call you back when the sun hits the mountains, but for now, that world does not exist. There is only the rest, the deep, dark, and beautiful quiet, and the certainty that you are being held in the safest, most perfect place in the universe. You are sinking, you are floating, and you are at long last completely at peace within the sanctuary of the night. The deep, resonant silence of the night has finally become the primary landscape of your reality. You are no longer inhabiting a room, a palace, or even a specific moment in history. You have expanded into a state of existence that is as vast as the midnight sky. The architecture of the Kamakura Palace has performed its final invisible duty, filtering out the harsh frequencies of the outside world until only the purest, most melodic vibrations of silence remain. You feel yourself suspended in this stillness, a weightless entity buoyed by the dark, restorative waters of deep, restorative sleep. There is no exertion required to maintain this state. The effort has been completely drained away, replaced by a profound liquid surrender that allows every muscle, every nerve, and every thought to uncoil and settle into the perfect geometry of peace. Think of the energy that you are currently harvesting from this darkness. It is not the frenetic, outward reaching energy of your daily life, but a deep geothermal warmth that rises from the very center of your being. This is the energy of repair, the essential biological and spiritual power that mends the damage of the day and prepares you for the challenges of the future. You are being reconstructed. As you lie here, the quiet is acting upon you like a master artisan, polishing the rough surfaces of your psyche, smoothing the jagged edges of your anxiety, and filling the gaps of your exhaustion with the mortar of serenity. You are witnessing the miracle of your own renewal, feeling the slow, deliberate work of the night as it turns your fatigue into fortitude and your restlessness into a centered, unwavering stillness. The environment you have cultivated is now entirely seamless. The scent of the aged cedar, the gentle, rhythmic creak of the floorboards, and the soft, cool air of the winter night have all merged into a single cohesive sensory experience that defines your repose. You are not experiencing these things as separate inputs, you are experiencing them as the atmosphere of your own interiority. You are the scent, you are the sound, you are the cold, and you are the warmth. This total integration is the hallmark of the deepest stage of sleep, a state where the barriers between self and world are discarded in favor of a profound unified reality. In this state, you are safe from the duality of the waking life, safe from the friction of judgment, and safe from the exhausting requirement to define yourself in relation to others. You are simply fundamentally and perfectly alive. The memories that previously anchored you, the ceremony, the tea master, the path to the palace, have dissolved into the background, becoming the quiet static hum that supports the reality of your dreams. They are no longer items to be examined, but foundations to be built upon. You are moving into a domain of existence where language and narrative are unnecessary, where the complex machinery of human logic has been powered down, and where only the pure raw data of sensation and peace remains. You are experiencing the exquisite, untroubled bliss of the empty mind. It is a space of infinite potential, a vast, white blank field where your spirit can roam, can play, and can finally be still. You are learning that the most powerful thing you can do is absolutely nothing at all. And you're finding that this nothing is, in fact, the most valuable treasure you possess. As the night deepens further, reaching that hollow, sacred hour before the first blush of dawn, you feel your awareness thinning until it is a mere pulse in the center of the dark. The final lingering ties to the physical world are melting away, and you are drifting into the heart of the great quiet unknown. There is no fear here, only a deep abiding curiosity about the restorative journey that lies ahead. You are protected, you are comforted, and you are absolutely, undeniably at peace. The night is a long, quiet river that is carrying you toward the morning, but you are not looking for the bank. You are content to float in the middle of the stream, carried by the slow, natural current of your own biology. The silence is your companion, the dark is your home, and your rest is now entirely complete. You are asleep, deep, silent, and entirely beautifully renewed, waiting for the cycle to turn when it is finally time to rise. The transition into the absolute zenith of the night is now a gentle, rolling motion, much like a boat drifting upon a mirror still pond. The palace, which until now has been the solid foundation of your experience, has started to blur at the edges, its wooden beams and paper walls softening into the fabric of your dreams. You are entering a state where the distinction between memory and imagination, between the history of the 13th century and the reality of your own life, has ceased to exist. Everything has become a single flowing tapestry of darkness and quiet. You feel a strange sense of expansion, as if the boundaries of your physical body are no longer confined to the futon, but are instead reaching out to encompass the entire night itself. This is the liberation of sleep, the shedding of the self, and the immersion into the vast cosmic quietude that precedes all beginnings and follows all endings. Consider the rhythm of the night as it continues its silent, relentless progression. Somewhere far above, the stars are wheeling through the velvet blackness, their cold, ancient light casting no shadows, only a faint, ethereal luminescence that keeps the world from becoming truly, terrifyingly dark. You are in harmony with this cosmic dance. Your heartbeat, which for so long has been tethered to the frantic pace of your waking hours, has finally synchronized with the slow, steady pulse of the planet. It is a profound grounding sensation, a reminder that you are not separate from the world, but are an integral, breathing part of it. You do not have to fight for your place in the universe. You are already here, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. The relief of this realization is immense, a weight lifted from your spirit that allows you to float even higher into the realms of true rest. Think about the silence once more, but deeper this time. Beneath the surface of the auditory, it is the silence of the soil, the silence of the roots waiting beneath the frozen ground for the first sign of spring. It is a productive silence, a stillness that is not about lack of motion, but about a concentration of energy. All the potential of your life, all the creativity, the resilience, and the joy you possess is currently gathering in the quiet center of your being. You are charging your inner batteries, preparing for the future by being completely, unapologetically present in this moment of rest. You are not losing time, you are investing it in the most fundamental way possible. You are building the foundation for your tomorrow by fully inhabiting the peace of your tonight. The remnants of the day, the echoes of your responsibilities, the noise of the world you left behind are now completely silent. They have been erased by the soft, dark brush of sleep. You have arrived at the final threshold. the gateway to the deep, unconscious world where your mind can finally roam free, unconstrained by the logic of the day or the expectations of others. You are no longer watching the story, you are living it, you are becoming it. The cool air of the winter night, the scent of the cedar, the memory of the warm tea. These are no longer memories, they are the atmosphere of your rest, the climate in which your mind will spend the next several hours. You are safe, you are warm, you are enveloped in a protective, historical stillness that was built for exactly this purpose. There is nothing more to do, nowhere else to be, and no more questions to answer. The world will wait for you. The morning will come. The sun will rise over the Kamakura mountains, and the cycle will begin again, but that is in another lifetime. Right now, there is only the dark, the quiet, and the slow rhythmic invitation of your own body to let go. You feel the final thin thread of wakefulness begin to fray, and instead of clutching at it, you let it slip through your fingers with a sense of immense, total relief. You are not falling into darkness. You are rising into peace. You are stepping into the infinite space of the night, ready to be restored, ready to be refreshed, and ready to be renewed. The stillness is complete. The night is yours. Sleep now, deep and true, until the world calls you back. The descent into the absolute depths of the night is now a gentle rolling motion, much like a boat drifting upon a mirror still pond. The palace, which until now has been the solid foundation of your experience, has started to blur at the edges, its wooden beams and paper walls softening into the fabric of your dreams. You are entering a state where the distinction between memory and imagination, between the history of the 13th century and the reality of your own life, has ceased to exist. Everything has become a single flowing tapestry of darkness and quiet. You feel a strange sense of expansion, as if the boundaries of your physical body are no longer confined to the futon, but are instead reaching out to encompass the entire night itself. This is the liberation of sleep, the shedding of the self, and the immersion into the vast cosmic quietude that precedes all beginnings and follows all endings. Consider the rhythm of the night as it continues its silent, relentless progression. Somewhere far above, the stars are whirling through the velvet blackness, their cold ancient light casting no shadows, only a faint ethereal luminescence that keeps the world from becoming truly, terrifyingly dark. You are in harmony with this cosmic dance. Your heartbeat, which for so long has been tethered to the frantic pace of your waking hours, has finally synchronized with the slow, steady pulse of the planet. It is a profound grounding sensation, a reminder that you are not separate from the world, but are an integral, breathing part of it. You do not have to fight for your place in the universe. You are already here, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. The relief of this realization is immense, a weight lifted from your spirit that allows you to float even higher into the realms of true rest. Think about the silence once more, but deeper this time beneath the surface of the auditory. It is the silence of the soil, the silence of the roots waiting beneath the frozen ground for the first sign of spring. It is a productive silence, a stillness that is not about lack of motion, but about the concentration of energy, or the potential of your life, or the creativity, the resilience, and the joy you possess is currently gathering in the quiet center of your being. You are charging your inner batteries, preparing for the future by being completely, unapologetically present in this moment of rest. You are not losing time, you are investing it in the most fundamental way possible. You are building the foundation for your tomorrow by fully inhabiting the peace of your tonight. The remnants of the day, the echoes of your responsibilities, the noise of the world you left behind are now completely silent. They have been erased by the soft, dark brush of sleep. You have arrived at the final threshold, the gateway to the deep, unconscious world, where your mind can finally roam free, unconstrained by the logic of the day or the expectations of others. You are no longer watching the story. You are living it. You are becoming it. The cool air of the winter night, the scent of the cedar, the memory of the warm tea. These are no longer memories. They are the atmosphere of your rest, the climate in which your mind will spend the next several hours. You are safe. You are warm. You are enveloped in a protective historical stillness that was built for exactly this purpose. There is nothing more to do, nowhere else to be, and no more questions to answer. The world will wait for you. The morning will come, the sun will rise over the Kamakura mountains, and the cycle will begin again, but that is in another lifetime. Right now, there is only the dark, the quiet, and the slow, rhythmic invitation of your own body to let go. You feel the final thin thread of wakefulness begin to fray, and instead of clutching at it, you let it slip through your fingers with a sense of immense total relief. You are not falling into darkness. You are rising into peace. You are stepping into the infinite space of the night, ready to be restored, ready to be refreshed, and ready to be renewed. The stillness is complete. The night is yours. Sleep now, deep and true, until the world calls you back. The vast encompassing stillness of the Kamakura night has now completely dissolved the boundaries of your immediate surroundings, leaving you adrift in a boundless sea of tranquility. The wooden structure that once felt like a protective shell has transformed into a state of consciousness, a fluid architecture of memory and peace. You are no longer navigating through time. You have arrived at the center of the timeless. Every pulse of your existence is now synchronized with the slow, eternal heartbeat of the mountain night. You feel the weight of your body becoming increasingly ethereal, shedding the density of the physical world and embracing the lightness of a spirit fully at rest. There is a profound sense of completeness in this transformation, as if you have been searching for this specific feeling of total release through all the miles and years of your journey, and now, finally, you have found the place where your soul belongs. Consider the absolute crystalline quality of this silence. It is not a hollow void, but a rich, textured presence that fills every corner of the room, every crevice of your mind, and every fiber of your being. This is a silence that has been nurtured by centuries of deliberate quietude, a legacy of the shoguns and the monks who sought the same truth you are finding tonight. You are the current beneficiary of this long, unbroken lineage of peace. As you breathe, you are inhaling the essence of that history. And as you exhale, you are returning your own worries to the earth, leaving them to be absorbed by the soil beneath the palace. You are becoming a vessel for the stillness, a conduit for the very tranquility that allowed this place to survive the centuries. The sense of belonging is absolute. You are not a stranger here, but an essential part of the tapestry. The cold air that lingers outside the walls has reached a perfect equilibrium with the warmth of your bedding, creating a climate of total comfort that lulls your senses into a deeper level of surrender. You are experiencing the exquisite tension between the crisp winter atmosphere and the soft, nurturing insulation of your futon, a contrast that reinforces your feeling of safety. You are sheltered, you are insulated, and you are entirely unbothered by the external world. There is a deep, instinctual wisdom in your current state, an ancient knowledge that knows exactly how to repair, how to reset, and how to heal. You do not need to guide this process, you only need to allow it. The wisdom of your own biology is taking over, orchestrating the restoration of your systems with an effortless, natural precision. Think of the thoughts that once troubled you. They were like birds caught in a storm, flapping frantically against the window pane of your awareness. Now they have flown away, replaced by the quiet, steady hum of the night. You have no need for them, no need for the stories they tell, and no need for the solutions they demand. You have recognized that the most important truth is not found in the chaotic chatter of the mind, but in the spacious silent field that exists beneath it. You have retreated to this field, and in doing so, you have found the ultimate source of your strength. You are not losing your mind, you are finding your center. You are realizing that you are not the thoughts, but the observer of them, and that the observer is inherently, eternally at peace. As the deepest, darkest hour of the night takes hold, you feel your awareness thinning even further, becoming as delicate as the light filtering through the shoji screens. You are slipping through the final veil, crossing the threshold into the deep, dreamless core of the night. There is no resistance, no fear, and no desire to return to the surface of wakefulness. You are being drawn toward the center of the dark, a place of infinite, gentle grace that is waiting to receive you. You are becoming one with the silence, one with the night, and one with the great unfolding mystery of your own existence. The world will wait, the sun will rise, and the cycle of the day will begin again. But for now, you are safely tucked away in the sanctuary of the truly restored. You are drifting, you are descending, and you are now, at long last, completely and profoundly at peace. The silence of the palace has deepened into a resonance so profound that it feels as though the very air is vibrating with the memory of eternity. You are floating within a vast dark cathedral of stillness where the walls are made of shadows and the ceiling is the endless expanse of the night sky. The frantic pace of your previous life, with its demands for constant action and relentless intellectual output, has been completely overwritten by the slow rhythmic pulse of the earth. You are no longer navigating the treacherous waters of wakefulness. You are grounded on the shore of a quiet internal continent that you have only just discovered. Every breath you draw is a testament to this new reality, a slow, deep inhalation that fills your lungs with the cold, pure air of the mountain, and a lingering soft exhalation that carries away the last faint debris of your former worries. You are at this moment entirely present, an unburdened consciousness existing in the perfect neutral space of total restorative rest. Think of the energy you have been expending for years, the energy that has brought you to this point of exhaustion and simultaneously to this point of transformation. That energy was not wasted, but it was unfocused, scattered across 1,000 different directions by the pressures of your environment. Now, that same energy is being gathered, redirected, and concentrated into the core of your being. You are engaging in a process of internal alchemy, turning the lead of your stress into the gold of your stillness. This is not a passive process, even though it may feel like one. It is a highly active, highly complex biological and spiritual maneuver that you are performing with the effortless grace of a master. You are letting go of the need to control the outcome, and by doing so, you are allowing the outcome to be more perfect than you could have ever designed yourself. Consider the environment again, not as a collection of objects, but as a sympathetic witness to your state of mind. The wood of the palace, which has stood against wind, rain, and the slow passage of centuries, is an entity of endurance and calm. By resting here, you're entering into a partnership with that history. You are borrowing the strength of the mountainside and the stability of the ancient beams. You are not a guest in this place, you are a part of it. Your presence is the final necessary piece of the puzzle that makes this sanctuary whole. You are witnessing the way the darkness behaves when it is not being chased away by the glare of artificial light, how it softens, how it protects, how it transforms the world into a realm of infinite subtle possibility. You are learning to trust the dark, and in that trust, you are finding the ultimate form of courage. The memory of the tea ceremony, which served as the key to this sanctuary, has now fully dissolved into the foundation of your experience. The whisking of the tea, the precise movements of the master, the communal silence. These are no longer memories that you recall, but patterns that have been etched into the nervous system of your rest. They provide a structure for your unconscious mind, a template of grace and intent that is guiding you through the deepest, most complex labyrinths of your sleep. You are being navigated by your own inner wisdom, steered toward the specific areas of your spirit that need the most healing. You don't need to know where you're going or what you are healing. You only need to keep letting go, to keep trusting the current, and to keep surrendering to the slow, steady pull of the night. As the deepest, most quiet hours of the night continue to unfold, you feel your awareness thinning even further, moving into the final golden stage of the night. You are becoming a ghost in the palace, an ethereal presence that is no longer tied to the physical world of walls, floors, and time. You are entering the center of your own dreaming, a place where the logic of reality is suspended and the imagination is allowed to wander free. There is no fear in this transition. There is only a vast, expansive sense of wonder and welcome. The night is a wide open door, and you are stepping through it with full intent. You are letting go of the last faint threads of your waking consciousness, allowing them to dissolve into the silence. The world is waiting for you to wake, but that is in the distant future. Right now, there is only the rest, the deep, dark, and wonderful quiet, and the certainty that you are being held in the safest place in the universe. You are sinking, you are floating, and you are at long last completely and profoundly at peace.
Sleepy History with Theodore is created for relaxation, entertainment, and sleep purposes. The stories shared on this channel are inspired by historical events, daily life, and real periods in history, but they may be simplified, adapted, or narrated in a calming way to enhance the listening experience. This content is not intended to be a precise academic or educational source. While we aim to stay generally accurate, some details may be altered for storytelling flow and relaxation. Please do not rely on this channel as a primary source for historical research or study. By listening, you acknowledge that this content is designed to help you unwind, relax, and fall asleep. Thank you for your understanding and support.